Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's try that. How about now? It looks like there's sound. All right. It's going to be a fun one today. I feel it. I can feel it in my bones. No, I'm only bringing it closer because I love my microphone. That's it. I don't really need it closer. Definitely not a. I've never been accused of being a quiet person. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of The Threat of Intimacy. I'm your host, Solo Darling. I've made it alive today. I'm running a little bit behind schedule. We have a routine, as maybe some might call it, in some places. And, the dogs go O-U-T-S-I-D-E before we commence. Someone next door was doing their lawn. And I was like, ugh. So before I could even decide not to go through with this, Loki went straight for it, kind of almost bulldozing into the fence. And I had to be like, I have work. Please don't go through the fence. So everyone is okay. She just, it is a part of Loki's, mission in life. Her personal vendetta against lawnmowers and weed whackers, geese, bicycles, anything on wheels or that makes a motorized sound. She's definitely adamant against destroying. So I had to run out there and go get her. And that was fun. And then it was, them waiting and she had to go outside and there was a whole to do. So thank you all so much for being here and joining us today. They are here. They are underneath the desk and alongside me. We did end it on a high note with the outside stuff because we had to do it again. And I was like, all right, but you gotta go out and you gotta just come back. There's no attacking, anything. So she was like, I don't know if I can do that. I was like, listen, girl, I believe in you. I'm trying to open a protein shake that's proving very difficult. There we go. If I call it into existence, maybe that'll be easier. And so her and I have this look of deep conversation of are you going to do it? And she's like, I don't know. I might go nuts. And I was like, oh, please don't, because I got to go live. And she's like, I know, but it's in my nature. So I was like, okay. And so she goes out to pee real hard. And she's just staring at me because the guy's got the weed whacker. And she's like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I was like, just stay right here with me. Right here with me. It was just like a really intense moment with her. And then she came back. She stayed eyes locked. She ran to the door. She did not go after the weed whacker. And so they both got what I call their stinky treats, which are dried cod skin things that they love. It's very good for them, I'm sure. It stinks, but they love it. So I feel like that's got to be good. If they love it and it stinks. I think the stinkier the treats, the healthier in some ways for dogs. So I just kind of delicately give it to them. If I could, I would have, used chopsticks or a tweezer to, but I give them the thing and then I go wash my hands. So everybody's happy. Everybody is happy. We've made it to today. It's been a very emotional day. I just have so much to, reflect on. I suppose it comes in waves. Things like that tend to come in waves. We make our progress, things get stressful. And I don't know about anybody else. I guess we can only speak for ourselves. So I know that when things get very stressful, it seems like I become hypersensitive to all the things that are around, all the things that are around me. My bandwidth is much smaller, and I am at a point in my emotional regulation where I will just say hey, I don't have the bandwidth for this, or I don't have the bandwidth for questions. I'm going to need you to not ask me questions for a while. I'd love to answer them. I can't do it today. but try me a little bit later or something. All those little wonderful awarenesses. And so it gets further from my last match, and it is around that spring season, May 6th when I had my last match. And so it does get to be a very emotional time. I don't think it's my last match, but it is for now. And it was left very unsettling. And I mean, I didn't even tell the person what happened. And then a whole bunch of events kind of ensued after that I think were very necessary in some ways to kind of prepare for the next chapter, right? Like some of the things we feel are unnecessary, they can remain that way. And sometimes I try to reframe them as part of the collateral damage to bring us to where we are. We take what lessons we can from them, and we make the rest strength. We use it as fuel. Otherwise, some things can become insurmountable, and what good is that if we allow things that happen to us to overwhelm us to the point of no return? Because we still wake up in the morning, and that means that there's still hope, and that means that there's still time. And so it ebbs and flows between emotions. Overall, would I say, am I a very optimistic and real person? Yes. I say both because of years of having people that do not understand what real optimism is tell me that they are a realist when they are a pessimist. And the thing about being a real optimist is having been drugged through the worst of times and still finding the beauty in it on purpose. It's being in the coldest situations, in the most bitter situations. It's having gone through the worst heartbreaks. It's having gone through making $5 last as long as possible. It's having gone through real hardship and deciding that will not be the determining factor for how your heart is and for your happiness and for your life and how you will affect people, because that bitterness that gets created in those moments that can live and rot within us affects everyone around us. So I take umbrage with people that meet me with their pessimism under the guise of realism when I have been through enough to know that choosing joy and choosing happiness now, as it is not something to be earned, is a very difficult thing. It was something that was never understood with the characters I designed. Why the sugar creature was very difficult. People thought I was just like that. They didn't understand how hard it was behind that. And that I was choosing to be that character to show people that there are ways and that there's opportunity in the hardest parts of everything. That character came after my start in wrestling, which, as some of you know, was the one of the least graceful starts as a wrestling career. And I chose that design with the help of Daphne, who also struggled with all of the joy and the happiness and the difficulties that life can bring, the challenges. And yet she still found a way to make us laugh. And so I had a lot of that on my mind today. I usually write notes, which, I always write my notes for our show. But a lot of that carried with me. And I thought, well, if I'm going to sit up here and ask you all what intimacy means to you, what is it like with yourself, then then it's only fair to let you all in a little bit. And some of you might know. Some of you I've known for a while. So thank you everyone for joining me in the chat. I love it. I hope to have a really rowdy chat today. I hope there's questions. I definitely like when people bring like proposition situations, right? Like, here's a situation. What would you do? Or what, I love all of that stuff. I love the engagement and interaction. It's my favorite part about these types of platforms and social engagements, really, is the engagement and interaction. I think that's the popular reason. Like, I think that's why we've designed it this way, but I'll call it out and say I like it because of that, just in case that's not why everybody likes it. Yeah, StupidFaceMan will be pretty quiet in the chat today, as StupidFaceMan is our guest. I'm gonna go ahead and get the link for you. I also have another guest star. As we just roll right into it. Let's just roll right into it. I do have another guest star spot if anyone wants to pop on and chat with us. I am going to put this in the Discord, StupidFaceMan. I'm going to DM it to you. Oh my gosh. Oh, why is it asking me things? There we go. I have to add you as a friend, though. So I hope that you add me as your friend, so that I can slide into your DMs in a broski way. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'll be so excited. Hey Chris, what's up? The self-care day was great. It was definitely too short. I'm gonna need about 100 more of those. I also almost did. Well, I did a little bit of work, so it wasn't a full. I did a little bit of work just to prove that I could while I was on an edible. It's more for the proof, because I enjoy a challenge. I very much enjoy a challenge. I have my ethics papers everywhere. This is Kant's formula of the end in itself. My whole project was literally on the principle of humanity, which is that we should treat humanity as an ends, not or never as a mere means. Meaning, a mere means instead of a means is a disregard for one's respect and dignity, right? It's basically manipulation, using people, but we've expanded it, like what's under the umbrella of humanity. What does it mean to be an end, right? What does it mean to be an unconditional versus a conditional, which brought up a ton of questions. It's making you sign up. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Love that. And so the discussion that we did was pretty great because it went totally off the rails. It brought up so much that I was like, I should talk about this on the show, because in ethics, right, it's bringing up the principles that were created long ago that served nobody in that era. Just nobody. Created by, just old straight white dudes sitting in a room. So what does it mean to be an end? What does it mean to be an end? I can pose the question to you all, right? To me, to treat some living being as an end is to treat it with the care, respect, honor, love, the grace, and the space that you would oneself, and with the mutual respect that we're all from the same which takes it, which is why it's very difficult if one doesn't have that relationship with themselves and sees themselves as an end, as an unconditional, then it's hard to see anyone else, any other living organism, as an end. Because it takes that much forgiveness and respect, and it takes that work within the self to truly then be able to see it in another. And I guess that's where a lot of those shorthands are. I went and I gave the dogs a big smooch before I came on. I do this to myself every time. I go in, I do my makeup, and then I'm like, "Ooh, just give me a nuzzle," and then I'm like, "Hello, I have hair." I bring you right in the deep, and then I take you out with dog hair. So. Yeah. So in discussing the principle of humanity, what does it mean to be an end, right? Back when Kant, wrote about these things, he didn't even consider babies humanity, part of humanity, or an end, because they were not autonomous or rational, which I think is bananas. But of course it is, because they serve nothing if we can't just like bring them on into the future, right? So that's the whole discussion. I think you're here too, StupidFaceMan. I will. I'm gonna ring you in a second. Chris, making sure. I thought it took up too much of your time. Yeah, I was working on a project. I do want to let everyone know. I'm doing a lot, and I know everyone is. And because I know I'm doing a lot, I make the assumption that everyone has a lot on their plate, because I have a lot on my plate. So I take that time that I respect greatly, and I respect other people's time. So I'm never gonna need a reply back quick, and unless I'm like, help, that's a different story. I'd probably call somebody, which would be like, the signal that something is awry. And so if I take time out of my homework that has clear deadlines and my work to check in, it has to mean something. Meaning that's what I would like. It doesn't mean it has to. It means that's what I would like. I'd like for it to mean something. And Chris, where you're at and where we've discussed and all of those things, and the manner in which we were speaking, there's a lot there that I think you should try to digest on your own, that I'm not going to be able to help you with. Because the language that you're using is not for me to discuss. There are things within that language that kind of just need you and you to discuss with yourself and to observe and to see why things aren't working when you're using that language as a whole in your network, and why it wasn't working with me. And I appreciate the support and the checking in and things like that. And so this is me setting my boundary, and also letting you know that my time, like, that's the only time I can give in this until graduation. I'll check in with everyone every once in a while, and if I hear somebody is going through a rough time, I'll pop in, and I give you a yellow heart on purpose. So I want everyone to know that I do love them. I'm here for them. I am going to be prioritizing my show here for all of you, because this isn't just for me. This is like for everyone. And I'm also going to prioritizing my schedule with my school and my family. And so that's going to eat up a bulk of the time, and I'll check in as I can. And I'm a part of the Discord. I'll be streaming on Sundays. So that kind of being said, that's as much time as I have allotted for all of that. For now, I will say. If anyone has any questions about that, or if anyone wants to talk deeper or open that up, I'm very happy to, because I'm not shy at all. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our friend, StupidFaceMan, who's also StupidVoiceMan. We're gonna get started. see how this does. I can see you. I think you're here.
Am I here? Am I right now?
I think so.
What is my voice coming through?
Not my headset. Hold on.
Okay, because I'm like, wait, I turned off my speakers.
I don't think I turned off my speakers.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
It was
I
me.
the audio. I'm like, echoing. This isn't good. Oh God, this is gonna take me days.
It was me.
So yeah, I was listening. How's everything going?
Oh, you know. Don't know why this is having so much fun with me today. All right, I double click.
It's like a poorly dubbed movie at the second.
Let me see. My headset's on. It's glowing, right? I have my little cute lights on.
And it's just running a little slow, but that's fine. Voice? Oh yeah, no. Before I was doing this anyway, I had to go tell my teenage daughter that I was doing this. So to not come running downstairs to raid snack drawers or anything as I'm working.
Oh, what? No, I totally would. I'm very okay with raiding for snacks.
Oh no, it's just because she would have came barreling down if I didn't tell her, and you would have just lost this because of the echo.
Oh, well, I mean...
But, yeah, it's just more of a silence thing.
She's
playing the game Ark at the moment.
What's Ark?
Speaking how you were like, family time, I'm a family guy, and...
It's true, you are.
I'm just learning about that because I was fine with my family. Hello? Alright, perfect. So I was, like, I'm very close to my family. But as far as, like, my girlfriend, I ended up into a family now. Like, she has the daughter's 15, and treats me like dad. So I'm, like, just getting used to having to deal with all of that. And that's a level of intimacy that I learn on the fly. But I will say this. If anybody can do it, get them when they're a little bit old. That way you don't have to wipe their ass. It's beautiful.
The worst thing that happens is they call you bra every other phrase.
Bra.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still working on it here.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that I can hear you, because... Hold on, let me turn down my speak. Hello?
Turn down.
Okay, it is yours.
Turn down for what, though?
Well, we're not gonna... I don't even know. I'm fucking old.
Yay! I figured it out. Yo, like, I'm getting so good at settings. My favorite place is going to be settings soon. I'm going to be like, what do you need? I'm just going to insert myself in people's conversations. I'm going to go to Starbucks.
Oh, you don't know how to mute that? Well, allow me to tell you.
Let me just slide in here.
So you're going to be like every average white dude that has the smallest amount of knowledge in something?
I'm so excited. Do I look like I can pull it off?
It's all about confidence, trust me.
Oh, yeah, it sounds great.
You just gotta act like you know what you're talking about, and all of a sudden they're like, maybe?
Maybe?
I don't know. But, yeah.
So she's 15?
Yes, and
siblings?
The only thing she says to me as I go into the room to tell her this is not any questions about what I'm doing, anything like that, like where I've been all day, because I haven't seen her all day. All she starts is telling me, the opening phrase is, we as a tree people do our farming up here. And she starts showing me all this stuff, like she has a little Robin Hood village in the game. What the game is, it's one of those huge open world, no actual thought to it. You just build and like tame dinosaurs. And I'm like, oh, cool. So you got this little farm thing up here. She's like, yeah, and if you feed certain animals this thing, they just poop for a while. I'm like, this is parenthood, huh? Shit.
Yeah, that's pretty great. That's pretty great.
It's definitely something that is, like my girlfriend and I do not have it easy with a lot of it because I'm new to it. And she's, 15 years into raising the kid, so yeah, I'm the cool dad. Like, yeah. Because of some of the jokes you and I have had about, like, dudes knowing nothing about women. I am now a teenage girl dad. I am learning things, fellas. You ever have any questions? Keep them to your fucking self.
What have been some things you've learned?
Oh, my favorite is
I didn't even have a finish. I was like, I want to know.
Shy guy. I totally understand. All you women have a body. Like, it was never anything that was like, I was never grossed out by anything like that. So the first time she, was having that go on at the house, her mom was at work, so she was just hanging out with me at the house and was visibly uncomfortable, like, for a good half hour. She's trying to play a game, and I could just tell something. So I was just like, hey, are you all right? And she's just, yeah. Like, she was very afraid to talk to me about it. Because obviously, everybody thinks Dad does not want to hear that. No, we're just confused. We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But so she, I handled the whole situation, called my sister-in-law, got everything that, something that, to help with the whole problem. And as she comes out of the bathroom after, I'm like, are you all set? Do I need to figure out anything else? Her response is, no, I'm all good. Because, you know how it is, right? Was her response. Yeah, like, I, as a 37-year-old man at the time, knew what having a period was like.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the big learns, is like, oh man, I got to deal with this type of conversation.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty open with her, so it's very nice. Like, her mom actually complains a lot about how I get the girl talk. She doesn't even get the girl talk. Like I said, I'll get texted when she's at school. Bro, I want to punch this chick. And I have to be like, first off, don't call me bro. Second off.
Are you sure, bro?
Yeah, she fucking says it like that, too. One day I looked at her because she had a little black Adidas tracksuit on and everything. She's about your height, actually, I'd say. Maybe a little bit taller.
Oh my god, I want to meet her. She sounds amazing.
And she's wearing this Adidas tracksuit and just, hey, brah. First thing that popped in my head is, this little Albanian mobster's about to take me, isn't she?
Yo, welcome, Catbite. Bro is a term of endearment. I hear you first time chatter up in here. We got first time chatter.
Bro is a total, like, the fact that she calls me bro and, like, she calls me dad, it's very...
You got bro dad vibes.
Insane. Yeah, it's insane because it's a teenage girl and she's not like, up yours guy that's dating my mom.
That's really, like, that's popular. That's a popular response, right? I have, like...
Yeah, so, because
I get it.
Over the years, I've dated a number of women that have kids.
I see you. I'm not going to call out your pattern.
Well, also, it started really when I was in my 30s. At that point, it was more of a never by design. It's kind of like I got some really good stories about dating that, the talk of intimacy will work towards that. Like, oh, you could have told me that before we came out. But, yeah, so I've dated behind this white curtain is a plethora of toys anyway. So obviously kids and teenagers get along with me. They think I'm into some things that I'm not. Like when they start talking video games, I'm like, last full game I played was on Xbox. They're like, oh, Xbox. No, I'm like, no, the big one with the controller the size of your head.
But I get it. You're into video games.
And then they'll start talking to me about anything else, and it's like, oh yeah, I know all about comics and toys. Yeah, and I'm more of a pinball player, so I have a machine here. That's something that I've never had an issue with on that one. But as far as dating other women with kids, that's just leading into the fact of, like, I'm a giant child, so I've never had an issue with their children. So I don't know if it's a real thing that they're supposed to hate me.
Like,
I've never dated a woman and her child was like, fuck you. Even if it was a young kid. It was always very accepting. So I don't know if it's a stereotype that's real or just bad comedy from a number of years of, like, take my wife, please.
I think I get it. I was trying to think. I was like, well, because my parents are divorced, so like
Same.
I was the child at one
Yeah.
point, and I wasn't. I was definitely not the no, don't date my dad. I was like, please, somebody,
Somebody take this guy, please. Please.
so
Anybody?
anybody. And I always wanted my mom to find love. Like I always wanted that. No jabronis, obviously. No scrubs.
My I'm sitting back and forth, and thank God for one of these.
That's a nice one.
I'm just gonna move this as I
You want
do
me to?
stuff.
Do you want me to put bedazzles on it? I could put. Look, I put some
Ooh.
bedazzles on mine. I can come put.
Actually, my daughter's name is Lacey, and she's an artist, so she's
Ooh.
always like, "Hey," I'm just like, not the equipment.
Ooh.
Like you can do anything else here, just leave the expensive equipment and the pinball machine alone.
Okay.
You want to paint
for
a
now.
bookcase? Have fun. You want to here's a whole wall. Do what you want. But yeah, I get that. My parents were also are divorced. And my mom just never dated again. But that's also because we gave her really unbelievable standards to live up to. We told her she was only allowed to date Brendan Fraser.
Wow.
So yeah.
You really set that bar.
Oh yeah, we weren't fucking around.
Yeah, I mean,
And we're talking the Mummy era Brendan Fraser.
obviously,
Yeah.
I went right there. I went right to the Mummy.
I mean, today's era Brendan Fraser is also very welcome here. He has an open invite to Thanksgiving dinner.
Just putting
But
that
yeah.
out there. I'll tag him.
It's now on the internet. Let's
Brendan
see if he shows up.
Fraser, come to Thanksgiving,
That would
please.
be fucking wild.
I
But
really
yeah,
hope
but
that
my dad
happens.
was one of those people that dated a lot because, well, that's why my parents were divorced. Yeah.
Oh
so
no.
so it's weird how you were like family, and that is, I'm a very family centric person because I was very close to my mom's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the dating parents thing was maybe it has something to do with when you think about it at the end. I didn't have my mom was single, and it's like I see the bullshit she put up with I am one of four.
Ah.
There's three other of this
Where are
line
you
out
in the
there.
4?
I am number 2 in the line, number 1 in their hearts.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom's like, nice try.
Oh,
Like,
Dito.
it's all because I didn't give you a grandchild first, huh? Yeah, I had whole 4 hours free of that one before she started. I wanted one 10 years ago. Wait a second, I was the only one with a Love you, Mom. But yes, train of thought is all over the place today too. My brain was frizzled all morning because I've been up since 3:50.
Wow, you really started today. Like,
Yeah, well, I went to the
early.
flea market, like I told you. I
Yeah, so
have
you do flea
you can say
market things.
toys everywhere, so
Are you
trying
selling
to
them?
thin them out. Got rid of all my Funko Pops over the past couple years, things like that. GI Joes, wrestling figures, because used to be bigger into wrestling, not so much anymore. Things like that.
I get you.
Yeah, it's definitely like I'm in one of those. I'm in a lot of moods because of, well, I've been in a relationship for a little while, and we're at we're ups and downs, and we're trying to work through some stuff right now because she has some issues going on that we're just trying to figure it out because it's just back problems, but it's like she's in pain all the time, so it's one of those, we're up and down all over the place, and it's affects every part of, to say why I'm was up since forever today.
Yeah, you've had like 3 days.
Oh
In
my
one.
god, and then I came home and unloaded everything, and I'm like, I'm gonna nap. Instead, I watched Doom Patrol. It was a wiser choice. Because, back to Brendan Fraser. He's a swearing robot in it. It's really fun.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
see, like Brendan Fraser.
just so you know, too, you're not the first person to make the joke about, me dating single moms. It's also, I have a group of friends that, to veer off subject for a second, that call me a home wrecker.
Whoa! That's an extreme jump from single moms to homewrecker.
Well, in their
there's
defense,
there's a single line there. Actually, just
oh,
one.
this is a direct, like, parallel line from my dating days. There was just this small period of time where, you know, jumped back into the online dating world. So wonderful to play with. Yeah.
We
The
love
truths
online
and
dating.
the honesty that comes out when you're face to face, because they can't really lie to you then.
No.
I went on a slew of dates that were married women. And some of them definitely were lying to me about, you know, polyamory. Other ones, it was their lifestyle. But yeah, my buddies were just like, so it's like single moms and married women for you? I'm like, dude, I'll take divorcees too, you know, they're fine.
Yeah, we hold our own.
You know, you guys are, you can tell our bullshit from a distance is what makes it nice. So
No, I like to
quickly
bring
put a stop
mine.
to us.
I like to bring it right up front.
Yeah, no. You see it from off in the distance, and you're like, don't even fucking try it. Just done. No.
It was so long ago now, though. It's like seasoning. I'm like a fine cast iron
was.
skillet.
My girlfriend was all married for all of a cup of coffee, also. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's falling right into every category. Okay, this does explain a lot when I say it out loud. Oh God.
But like the older we get, that stuff just happens. It's, you know, dating people that have kids happen. Dating, you know, divorcees happen, widows, whatever. I'm not saying I've dated any widows, but I'm saying it happens. We are young yet.
I have to think about it, but I probably have. Because yeah, I can openly admit I didn't learn what intimacy even was with anything probably until in my 30s.
Yeah,
No, yeah, I was.
that happens.
Yeah, it was just my lifestyle did not allow for like real dating.
Mm-hmm.
So I learn a lot now. I'm very aware of the chicanery that I did as a youth.
What
I think-
happened? What
was,
triggered the self-inquiry?
Oh, to make me just realize that I was doing shitty things.
Yeah.
Realizing I was just doing shitty things because, like, oh yeah, like I did do that wrong, didn't I? Like, when I was younger, I was in the music industry, so I was touring for years. 10 years I was on the road before I just was like, I don't want to do this. I love standing in front of a crowd and letting them just pour that admiration on me, and then stepping off stage and being like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to people. Just look at me.
Yeah.
So, like, I stopped doing music, and that was one thing being in a relationship. That was my first long-term one. And it just ended one night when we were laying in bed after about close to 6 years, and it was, is this going anywhere? Because we had tried everything. We really did. We did therapy. We did whatever we could to try to just keep it, fix it. And that was one of the times that really gave me the self-reflection of, like, after that one, like, wow, I was a pretty shitty boyfriend. Like, out drinking a bunch, stuff like that. Never any problems. Like, I wasn't like a fall down drunk or drive home hammered or anything. It was just, no, I'd go out and do stuff with my buddies more than sit at home or something.
Yeah.
And it was breaking myself of old habits. Because, like I said, being a touring music industry person is the best way to say it, because it wasn't so much a musician. It was multiple different roles. You know, you live the rock star life, and that's where I think I had a lot of, oh man, I ruined some really good relationships during those years because I was just fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
just fucking
and then
around.
one day, it was like, I remember the first time I ever got shot at. Surprisingly, wasn't when I was living in Philadelphia for a year. That was the first time I had a glass bottle thrown at my head, though, from the corner of a street. That was fun.
That's surprising. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I lived in one of those neighborhoods that helicopters fly over. Yeah. Yeah. But no, like, I was dating a girl at that time is the reason I bring it up, and she was the first person I called, but at the same time, I think about, like, I apparently cared a lot about her, but I was just, again, a shit boyfriend, a shit partner in general. Like, I was never there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what constitutes as that? Because
Like, it was just,
it's general.
things like that.
Yeah, like the guys and girls want to know, what does the shit partner constitute as? Because we all have our own opinions.
In this particular cases of my 20s, I wouldn't say serial cheater, but like I said, it was one of those. I didn't take relationships serious when I was touring because I was never home. So it was kind of one of those, never got to solidify them in my mind, realizing down the road, I'm an asshole. Things like that. As far as communication with each other, it was very different because we're talking from like 98 to 2008. So the advent of stuff like actually being able to use your cell phone.
Wow, yeah, that's a different world.
Yeah, because I'm 40 now, so it's one of those, like, a lot of what happened in my crap years was that thank God we didn't have instant cameras on phones.
Yeah, there's so much. That's a whole life that didn't have. Yeah, you could. It's a whole different lesson
Of code.
Oh, you're cutting out.
May be used in a fucking case. No, it was just a whole lot of, like, we still did stupid things, but it was, like, it's not like I could call her when I was driving across the country. There was the only nationwide plan at the time was Nextel.
All right, I remember that.
Yeah, the bleep bleeps.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I bought that phone because I was on the road, but it's not like it was in a time where I could just call her whenever.
Yeah, it cost a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I had X amount of minutes when it did during this time, and as far as free nights and weekends, we're not going to play that game when I'm in the middle of friggin' New Mexico desert.
Yeah.
Like, what time zone am I in? I don't know. Yeah, online dating is crap. I will say it's where I met my now girlfriend. We had met each other years prior before actually dating, because I have female friends and, like, literal friends that nothing, platonic and everything, and she thought I was dating one of them for a long time. I'm like, no, I was not. She was not my girlfriend. But you guys had pictures. Yeah. Yep, nope.
Yeah.
Nope, not that type of thing.
How did that conversation eventually get resolved?
Years later. We're talking, I think she dated the guy before me for like 3 years. 3 or 4 years, I can't remember. She doesn't speak highly of the relationship, so I don't, prod too much because from what I'm gathering, there's not much there other than the fact that he was just one of those guys that was like, well, I have a girl.
Nope.
Friend. You do anything else? The basic thing that a lot of us do, whether we think about it or not.
Oh, can you say that one more time? Because it cut out. I don't know if it cut out for anyone else.
What I had said was he was her ex-boyfriend that she was with for like 4 years was one of those guys that just was happy to have a girlfriend. Didn't like put in any extra effort to.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm saying I'm Magic Don Juan over here. Because, yeah, like I'm still coming out of my shell after being, look at me for all these years and then held inside for 2.
Yeah.
I still haven't even gone back out to performing or anything. I'm just working on my type 5 before I go. That stuff. So with her, it was just, she had gotten, she was just feeling a lot better about herself. Her self-confidence was up there, and we just started chatting again, and next thing you know, we were dating.
Sometimes a little time is all you need.
Yeah, like, because there's definitely some things that they never happened right away.
Yeah,
like the fact that that people believe that something should happen like right off the bat or something, like the love at first sight, that instant spark. Yeah, that stuff can happen. Don't get me wrong.
Like, it can, but it's that we're thinking it's a majority. Like, I think it's that we're, I'm the one it's going to happen to. And it's like, that's a fraction of a percent that happens to. But, like, it takes work. Even if that spark happens. Even if you do see Robin across the bar and you're Ted and it's... I'm going to reference this show until the day I die.
In that case, I am going to spend the next 7 years telling my kids.
Exactly. I'm going to
and that their mom was just a stepping stone.
Just so I love your mom, but is the show wrap up?
I love your mom, but yeah.
But Robin though, have you seen Robin though?
Yeah.
But like
Blue Horn.
But like Blue Horn, right? But like that takes work.
And that show actually, as much as we were making the jokes, shows you that.
It shows you the work. That's why it's still one of my favorite shows.
I mean, granted, he's totally lying, and he was the scumbag, not Barney.
He's definitely not great. It's a lot of emotional not greatness.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like emotional stupidity that hurts a lot of people. Because there's a lack of inner awareness. There's a lack of like he's so strung up on Robin that he's just like, let's just have emotional damage along the way.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna fuck shit up as I go along the way.
Just
Do you guys mind?
go.
I'm just gonna treat this like a tornado.
Yeah.
You see this really nice section of houses? Gone. Hope your therapy bills are nice because I'm just gonna talk to my kids about it. Yeah. Yeah, the work it's gotta be there. We're working on it. We're both like, it's definitely, she has vocalized issues. I am, not that I'm not trying, but I'm also still just a guy, you know? We're not the best at dealing with the bullshit.
No, give me more.
It's just like she has been more vocal about like some of the problems that we have been having because like, it's not that I don't want to cuddle with her or anything, but like some days she's in such pain she can't move, but she still wants me to give her, you know, all the cuddling and everything.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like me. Go ahead.
Yeah. oh, it's not just a singular you two thing. This is, I can say
we.
from, yeah. Oh, that is the whole collective we.
And also like not gender specific.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I said
you should ask my dogs.
I was gonna say not even species specific.
Yeah, I was gonna say like not gender specific, not species. That's why I went to a different species.
I'd go grab my cat and show it to you, but he stands really still in about a jar this big. So, but when he was around, he was definitely one of those. Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? Oh, my cat was one of the best things ever, and I am one of those people that I deal with things joke-wise because it's funny, especially when you see some people's responses.
Yeah? Like, tell me about comedy as a defense mechanism.
Yeah, right? Like when I went to pick him up, the lady, who are you here to get? James Bond Blapamardo?
Oh my God.
And they're just like, okay. They start looking through the computer. And she's looking. She's like, can you hold on 1 second, please? Comes back and we can't seem to find him in our system. I had seen him in the box on the ground because it was clearly labeled and I knew that it was an urn. And I'm like, oh, that's because he's right there.
Oh my God.
I was like, I kind of expected he would be real quiet. And she just...
I can't with you.
Yeah, she had that, like, I want to really laugh, but what? And I'm just like, no, I love my cat. But he was proof in the pudding of what you're saying with even animals of, I don't care that I can't move. You're going to cuddle me, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, but my girlfriend is just like, it's part of one of those, like, the dude in me still just doesn't want to hurt her because it's at, like, you know.
So what have you done? What have you both come up with?
Talking,
you meaning like have you tried CBD oil or cream?
She's a nurse and she's just not into any of like that stuff at all, but
have you tried then the drug version of that?
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. She's going for her second shot tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh no, not tomorrow. On Tuesday, I got to bring her to the doctor's.
Does ice help?
No, like nothing helps, but it's
I get it.
the fact of like our intimacy has been crap because of these things, and it just makes her feel like garbage to talk about your cause and effect. We don't realize the shit we're pulling half the time, where it's like, I think I'm protecting and I'm more damaging because, I horrible at communication sometimes, even though literally my job is to talk about things I don't know about.
Yeah, okay.
Like that is how I describe my job poorly. Talk about things I don't know about. So you figured I'd be able to talk about things I kind of know about, such as each other with that, but it's just stuff we're still working on with those. Because, well, relationships aren't easy. It's back to no matter how much there was that spark when we first met, it's not that it's not gonna be there the whole time. It still just takes work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be obviously, yes, as you date a little bit longer. No, it's not the first like few months of you dating where it's like you're fucking college kids and you're like, let's see if we can turn this place into a fucking Jackson Pollock. No.
There's just different. It's different, and it's not like less than either. It's just different, and it needs that same kind of adoration to pull forward so that our human minds don't make it less than naturally via time, because we don't see that with our friends, right? What I always tell people is like, well, you don't think of your friend less. Your best bro, your bestest go-to. Like, I don't think of my, the longer I'm with my brothers, the longer I'm with my mom, I don't think less. I don't be like, still in a relationship with my mom. Like, that's not, I like.
I mean, I look at my mom sometimes. Oh, you're still here? Great.
Terrible.
It's my house.
Terrible.
It's my house.
And so, like, I think there's why are you doing this?
You sound like one of the little happy elves now.
Don't talk to your mother like that. That's not how my mom talks. That's how fake mom talks.
Yeah, no.
You're talking to your mother like that?
My mother just doesn't. She never even gave us she doesn't have a tone of voice. Nah, she has a look. And we're just
the looks are worse. The looks are worse. Yeah, talk to me. Don't give me the look.
Yeah, like,
but like,
let me.
No, don't do it. Name. Oh God, not the whole name. Not the whole name. That's the worst.
No, I'd rather the whole name than the look. It's right up there with tell me you're pissed at me. Tell me that you hate me. Don't say disappointed.
No, I love giving the look.
Yeah. I did that. Sorry.
And you just hold it.
Oh, I feel like I did something wrong the way you're looking at me right now. Like, am I swearing too much? What did I do wrong?
And then you just
stop
wait.
It. Stop it.
And I'll ask, and I'll wait. I'll wait till they finish, and then I'll be like, "Is that your final answer?" I just want to make sure that before I respond, that is what you are choosing to talk to me with.
Is this the tone? Are these the words you're... All right.
That's the words you're standing by.
Mm.
And then I just stay very quiet and walk away for a minute. It's the best.
And we didn't even do anything wrong, but we're questioning it for the next 4 days. Like,
keep you on your toes, motherfuckers.
Did I do something... Did I, like, kick her dog or something? What the hell did I do? Like, oh God, why did I get that look?
See, but I couldn't hold it for too long because, like, if it's something real, then I gotta save it for that. But if I'm just playing, then I come around really quick because, like it's that in presence. I can't hold on. Like, I can't. You have a limited time for secrets with me, and then I have to tell you, so...
You definitely don't want to cry wolf too many times on it, because then when you're actually mad, we're like, oh, you're just adorable.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't. This way, you can't be playing with it. You can't. You gotta reserve your spots.
Yeah, my girlfriend is very good at those ones, where her eyes spend most of the time rolled in the back of her head, because obviously
she has a pretty brain. Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Definitely. She's definitely smarter than me on some stuff, and. Because I'm one of those people that I don't argue unless I know something about what I'm talking about, because obviously I have no leg to stand on if I have very little to no information on like what it is.
So what about, do you, instead of arguing in your relationship, what about asking questions?
Oh, that's something that I'm rather big on, because that's actually to go back to your question on like what were these things that made you realize that you were being a shit partner. It was things like I wasn't asking questions. I was listening, but it was only here and there. You know, the important high notes, maybe, hopefully, I couldn't tell you because obviously I was crap at it. And the fact of I wasn't around a lot. But with my first long term, I realized some of the things that made her feel like I didn't care. Like, she was actually diagnosed with MS near the end of our relationship. And I had looked up a ton of information about it. It scared the crap out of me because it's, you know,
Yeah, it's big.
one day you're fine, the next day everything's gone to hell.
Yeah.
And she, like, when we were ending it, she was just like, it wasn't even like you cared. I was like, huh, I was scared shitless. Like, you literally just told me you have, like, a pretty serious thing. It's not like you were like, I have a cold.
Yeah.
No. So, like, it was things like I dated, after that, I learned from each relationship the dumb things that I don't do. And that was one of them was instead of just trying to end conversations like or argument, because most people call any sort of thing when you raise your voice, like, why are you arguing with me? Not arguing. It's for me, it's fucking Italian. Like, we're lucky I'm not screaming now.
Yeah. Yeah. Just naturally loud.
Yeah, you should have noticed. I don't know what to do with these.
Nope. I got really good at folding paper because I do a lot of hand. You know, I'm Mexican, Puerto Rican, and Italian. People forget that. It's a lot of this.
So you get it.
It's a lot of this, and then people are like, "Why are you angry?" I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not angry.
I'm jovial right now. I'm passionate and happy
about that.
I'm having a great time.
I'm fucking excited, guys. No, what are you talking about? Stop it. No, that's actually me excited.
I'm thrilled. I'm so happy to be here.
It just sounds passive aggressive, I swear.
Yeah, my life.
Like, asking questions is a huge part of getting better at it. But even that one is, what questions do you ask sometimes?
Right.
Like, it's the old, you don't, sometimes, I saw something about the, like, basically ask your partner when they come to talk to you about something. Sounding board or advice?
Yeah.
You just want to talk at me, or do you want me to have something to say? Please let me know before you unload whatever you unload, and I have to be like, okay, give me a second. Let me bust out the internet to see what half of that fucking means.
Yep.
And like, all right, let me get out the flow chart with the string and figure this all out. Or do you just want to yell at me and tell me how crappy your day was? It's not about me, right? We're cool.
Yeah, like, wave the flag. I made you snack.
I has Reese's peanut butter egg. Don't hit me.
This is a nice look into long-term relationships right here. Hello, the meatball sub. I don't watch Friends like religiously or anything, but there were a few moments, as that show did not age well. The meatball sub throwing it is very funny to me still. Throw the sub, and it's just like that is one that I'll take. The rest, I don't know. I can't vouch for anything, but that is one. Like, yes, I wasn't me. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is, though. Is you don't know what to do. Like,
I think that's a great practice. I practice that with my brothers actually, and you know, and just being single and being with your best friends and talking with them is how you figure out
howdy,
like what you're gonna do when you're in a dyad. Because like if you want somebody that's gonna be your best friend, ideally as your partner,
yeah,
you know, hey Suzanimal, welcome to the chat. And, so if you're looking for a partner, and now we're creatures that tend to look for partners that are emotionally there, where we're not
Yeah.
looking for, it's less about like, hello, we will marry each other to have access to this bridge and for this land and my castle and a fatted calf. It's definitely an emotionally based relationship, which means we also have to alter our views.
Whoa. I'm not. Do I still get the calf?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. As long as it's still on the table.
Ask the gamer. And then what they eat and if they poop a lot.
That's not even scratching the surface with some of the crap I get.
but it's that. It's hey, I don't, even just like coming to the table and being like, I feel unsettled today. I don't know how I feel. Okay, what can I do? Do you want to vent about it? Do you want a soundboard? Do you need advice? And sometimes you can just be like, yo, I'm here, and then let them go, or just sometimes I come to the chat, or one of us does, and it'll be like a voice note. And then afterwards, one of us will be like, this is me venting. Don't feel bad if you don't have any bandwidth. I just needed a safe place, and I know you got me. And it's like a way of us appreciating the other person in that relationship and their time and energy, and being like, don't worry if you don't have any time or bandwidth. Like, if you don't have the energy, that's okay. I know that you're there for me, and I know this is our place where we can explode, and it's cool. If you do, awesome. And then they reply usually with, do you want advice, or do you want, yeah. Reese's.
Yeah, and that's what's it. Yeah, I has bag. Please don't hit. Can we put down the pitchfork? The torch is fine. It's getting a little dark out. But,
Blank check.
Just please, just take it. It's an open card. Go. No, it's not even like that with her, which is great. Like, it's not even anything like. We've already done vacations and stuff together, and like we talk and we get along fine, but there are those times where it's no matter how great of a communicator you are with each other, you still fuck this stuff up.
Yes, testify.
Nobody fucking does this right.
No, there has to be room for that.
Yeah. Anybody tries to Marshall and Lily you shut them right up.
Yeah.
When they start doing that perfect couple crap, like, what about this? Nah.
Definitely, yeah. Like that's
because it worked for you.
Cringe. It's because they had each other the whole time. They created their entire language and how they work through things. Like, they created that themselves, so it only works for them.
Yeah. And it's like you guys are still doing that? Yeah, and we will be, because we're not going to pretend otherwise.
Right.
She put her foot on my side of the bed. We're lucky there wasn't a brawl. All right, God.
Yeah.
That long.
How we handle it is how we handle it. Another important conversation that we had recently, me and one of the Sobros, about this kind of stuff is like, when we're in an LTR. Right?
Yeah.
I read that online. I was like, LTR, another acronym? Oh. I'm going to have a list of them. But when we're in
I'm old enough that I have to, somebody write down, like, all right, Google, please do not give me something that's going to make me want to vomit. Of course you did. So, number 47 on the list is the actual answer. Lovely.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they mean a million things, and it's wonderful, and I love using them wrong. I just want to be that old lady that just uses like whatever acronym, and like everyone just like allows it. It means whatever.
My friend's group chat is a group of 40-year-old white dudes saying to each other, "Nah, 100 fam." Things like that, just being idiots.
Oh no.
Because two of us, like I said, I'm still new at it, but my other buddy has 3 kids. So, and I have nieces and nephews that I've, for the past 6 years that I've been dealing with, that love their Uncle Drew to the point that sometimes he's like, guys, can I just be alone?
No.
No.
Never.
But that's why because at one point, they're saying all these little acronyms and like all this stuff. We're like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. Like, I know OMG.
No, you just nod. You nod and you swipe on your keyboard. And then that's why I usually, whenever you read my stuff and it's just like misspellings and I gave up, it's just because Swipe gave up on me, and I'm like probably doing something I'm not supposed to, like driving, and I'm just like, no, it's swipe happened, and I don't care. You guys will figure out what the word is supposed to be.
Let's go Sherlock.
Yeah, you figured out Mad Libs that. Eh?
I've gotten in trouble for giving people shit about that one. Like, come on, be smarter. You can figure out my typo, right?
It's right there. It's not close. It's fine.
That's totally pterodactyl.
Absolutely pterodactyl. That's
Yeah.
usually the one I get wrong. I talk about pterodactyls all the time.
Me and my brothers have some weird chats. You know, we're giant children.
I know
What?
about the pterodactyl. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, you talking about our pterodactyl
I know
that
about-
we lost?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
another
he
story.
flew away. We haven't seen him in a while.
And I
We're
also,
those type of brothers. We just make up stuff to
I'm
confuse
just,
people.
you know what? No, I don't think that's a lie. First of all, I think you just wanted to cover your butt from the government that now has flagged this YouTube channel because you had a pterodactyl. Thanks, by the way. I wanted to be
Yeah, you
famous,
think
but
they
not
already
like
weren't on
this. Not because of a
We were
pterodactyl.
talking about big psychology. Trust me, me and Big Lettuce have been at it for years. All right. I've been on a list for a while. Fuck you, Big Lettuce.
Very important question in the chat for you there, stupid face man.
You dinosaur.
Think if a pterodactyl poop on them, it was good luck.
You know, that's actually when you say it out loud and put it out there.
Probably, right?
You do gotta wonder. Just the fact of not even thinking, was it good luck? Just more of, yeah.
Did they
Yeah, I
survive
bet you that
it?
shit was like a horse.
Yeah, like, how
Just
did
good
you...
luck? No.
It's
No.
that's like a week to wash off you.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of
I'm
spring
sure
water.
they were excited
Lake
for
water?
a reason to go take a bath.
Yeah, like, ooh, I could take a bath. Use the water now. Don't swim in the lake. We have to drink out of that.
I am now going to tell my nieces and nephews, though. Oh, yeah, if a pterodactyl poops on you, it's good luck.
And also, could
They're
you
gonna
see
be
if it has a
searching for
name
pterodactyls.
tag? Because we're missing it. We're missing a pterodactyl. Just saying.
Yeah. If you see him, he's about yay big.
I think he stayed really
Um,
small.
Yeah, well, we're pretty sure he's just a hallucination. We're not 100% here. We did some mushrooms as teenagers,
I was gonna say,
as you do in the middle of the woods.
glad there was no cell phones.
Oh, God. We could have
So,
used those sometimes. I'm lost.
no, we had compasses.
That barely told us where we were going.
But what I was going to say is, what's important when you're in a relationship is to have your support network or your support group also down. Like,
Yeah.
down to be there, down to not tell you, like, just break up with them, or, you know, like, let's not.
You gotta have that grouping. You
You
have
know?
the one that's, gonna be slightly pessimistic the whole time about it, just like the other one that's like, you sure? And the other one, like my buddy who's been married for over a decade. The guy that's just like, I can tell you how it worked out for me. You can try some of this, but your girlfriend's nothing like my wife, so good luck. He just kind of waves you off like a vet seeing you go back out to war. Like, wait, why is he?
I have
this
met
isn't
those
good.
people. I have, where they're
This
like,
is not good.
yeah, where they're just like, yeah, I've been out there, been married for 25 years. You're like, oh,
Oh my lord.
okay. Do you want the Reese's?
Yeah. I don't miss, let's get on that rant. I don't miss those guys at jobs, like working out at like manufacturing, construction. I grew up doing all that stuff because it's like a family business as construction. And the amount of years I had to listen to guys that like made it sound like their marriage was the most miserable thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't understand. Then don't be married.
Yeah.
Like, the
And then
point
when you
is to
see 'em,
be
though, they
with
were happy as
someone.
hell. They were obviously, you don't know what's going on beyond closed doors, but it's still just like, I think you're making most of this up.
Yeah, I just don't like I just want them to understand, to all the people that are going to complain about being in a relationship but are happy about being in a relationship or whatever that is. Don't
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be that person on that other end. Like, don't be in a relationship with me if you're going to complain about me, if you're going to slander me, if you're going to talk crap about me. Like, that's garbage, because if I were to do that to you and you walked in the room, you would be so hurt. And that is what hurts the intimacy level. That is what makes it harder to connect with each other, to be in a mental space with each other, to be in a deep emotional space with each other, to have amazing sex with each other. Because, yes, that's intimacy as we have broadened it because we're a capitalist society and people wanted to make money. But that's not what intimacy is. Sex is a component of intimacy.
I actually, to really comment on the intimacy isn't just sex. There is how we were talking about things need work. Nothing just happens overnight. I have in my past a relationship that went on for a long time, but never was a real relationship. We were extremely intimate in like every way except physical sex. Like, we would share things with each other that we wouldn't share with our actual partners. Stuff like that. And it was something that, like, both of us realized at one point, like, after we had been doing this tango for years, was that, like, nah, this is fucked up, because it's like, if this was just like a physical cheating thing, yeah, we're pieces of shit. But we're being intimate with each other, like, we're confiding in each other about everything. Where, you know, that you're the person that I talk to first thing in the morning, not the person I was dating. And it just... It was one of those things that, like, it was still a hard thing after the fact with her for a while. We realized and we had to walk away, because it's not that we didn't want to be together. It was just one of those stupid things where anytime we've ever talked about it, it was never could pinpoint, but we were intimate constantly. Like, she'd come down to my house. She had a key to my house.
Wow.
Things like that. She could just show up whenever she wanted to, and there were times that she'd be like, "Are you home?" Well, I'm at the bar doing a show right now, but I'll be. She's like, "All right, cool. I'll be on your couch whenever you get home." And it wasn't like it was a sex thing at all. Yes, would we cuddle? You know, would we sit down and she just throws her legs across me without even batting, like, just like, this is how I'm comfortable and this is how we sit.
Yeah.
And it was just always like that. So it was one of those, you realize that sex is just a component of it. It's kind of that, it's not even the keystone, like in the end, like, oh yeah, that's what makes sure that it finishes the arch, because it's not what's holding it up. It's just a brick in there. But it does need to be there. But it's not what the intimacy part of it is.
Yeah.
It's like you said, asking questions. Things like that.
Like,
it's being there when you say you're gonna.
Showing up, right? Like, there's a lot of claims that can be made about, right? It depends on where we are with our bodies, and you're connecting with someone and where they're at with their bodies. Now, here's where the intimacy lies for me. I've had just sex with people, but I come from a different place. I come from a different place with my relationship with my body. Right? So, like, I can have a space with somebody and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Right? And we agree on these things, and, like, we want to have this moment together, right? Like, yeah, we want to do that. But A, that doesn't mean it's good. And I know why. And B, that doesn't mean it's going to be good.
It's one of the funnest components. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it can be one of the funnest components. It can be. Because the way that it's the most fun is if that person is in tune with their body, if that person, just like you are, right? Because I'm going to call Chris out. You got to be in tune with your body. You have to be doing the inner work with yourself, just like they have to be doing the inner work. The intimacy component to sex with somebody, the reason we release oxytocin when we lock eyes, that hearts and butterflies and all of that shit that's released when we have that space that we call intimacy in sex, that part where you feel connected with them, that energy, is because you're with you and you're opening up and you're being vulnerable. You could have sex and not be vulnerable. And I've had plenty of sex that wasn't good because I could tell that person's not even being present with me. They're not even being present with me. I could have been anybody. And it's like, well, then if I could be anybody, then I'm turned off by that. Like, why are you here in this room with me if you're not going to, like, be here and be open with me? Like, we're already naked.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a thing that I've always said about sex. Like, yeah, sure. Can you have emotionalness and just, you need it to get off? Yeah, it's possible. But it's never fun.
It's less fun. Then it's like, okay. Yeah. Like,
I don't, like, if I don't have a connection with you, and that's the thing, is the connection can just be sexual. And yeah, if that's there, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And if you're connecting even on an intellectual level, it's fun. There's got to be a connection there. I gotta want to be around you to want to be in you. It's kind of just,
and that's part of it. But like, I think there's a generalized understanding that people hear intimacy and they think, what do we call, like, underwear is called intimates. It's like, that's insanity. It's like, well, I guess they're intimates, but that's not my guts.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I guess that it's intimate that I rearranged her shit, but still, guys, it's the intimate part was that we laid there after and had like some weird conversation in stupid even voices or something. Like,
I talked about lucid dreaming once with a guy. That was pretty great because they didn't, obviously we don't know each other, and I explained that I can lucid dream. And, like, we just talked about that. It was a cool conversation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And these things gotta be there. That's real intimacy. Having sex is just a thing. Like, and sometimes it's just to relieve, but no, it's one of the components, guys, but it's not even fucking in the word. It's not like I can pick apart and be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, see, it's in there. No, it's not.
No, and it's also different having had partners that are not literally asking questions, but are literally listening to me as we are having sex. The difference of having a partner, okay, because I do the work, all right? Let me tell you, I'm a stallion. No, not Megan Thee, but we both protect our peace. Shout out. But I'm used to doing all the work. I'm used to showing up and doing all the work. And I'm used to just, okay, like, if you're not going to bring any game, like, that's okay, I guess. That's fine. But having then had partners, I know the difference. And if we're talking about male partners in this instance, right? Yeah. Welcome. Just peeking out the pantry for everybody in there. What's up with your pan girl over here? Having male partners that just kind of like think it's one of these, and is this good for you? Is it good for you?
I'm just supposed to go in and just like pound away, right?
Is this it? Is this? Did I hit the game show button? Is it? It's like, no.
That's a good noise you made, right?
No. If you're breaking the glow stick, go home. That is not it. Sorry, I have gripes with it.
No, actually, I am on your side because I
was.
No whammies. No whammies. Stop. That's the way you gotta time that shit. Come on, you gotta cheat at prices. What is it? I can't remember what it is. Fuck. Press your luck. There it is. But no, I'm with you on this one. I was I'm a taller person now, but when I was younger, I was shorter. Like, I grew after high school. It was one of those things. Like, all of a sudden, I was shorter in high school, and then a year later, I was 6 feet tall. Don't know how the hell that happened.
Whoa! What's up?
It was one of those. I went from being the short fat kid that had to learn how to talk and be funny to apparently I'm mostly attractive. My girlfriend one time actually said, it's really hard not being the pretty one here. And I'm just like, I'm a diva. I can't help it.
Oh
I was
my
doing
god!
something with my hair.
Yeah.
I was doing something, being a jerk. I was like, But like prior to being not just charismatic when I talked to, like, because I had to learn how to do something other than just be attractive, especially at the age that I was, because we had way different body image issues back then.
I'm with you.
Yeah. But I was always on the line of thought that you had of putting in the work. Like, she's being kind enough to let me do this.
Listen,
Like,
the body speaks.
yeah, and I was a listener because it was one of those, like, if I don't ask you a question or listen, I ain't gonna know what the hell to do, and well, you're never gonna call me again.
Yes, correct.
So it's just like, it's things like I 100% agree with you. Yeah, you have every reason to have a gripe with just whatever.
Like it's not just about like, okay, good. I'm glad that you have a penis. Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Cool.
Great. That's nice. But be in tune with your body. Be in tune with yourself. Be aligned with yourself. And it's never going to be 100%. So whenever I say those things, if you're new to the chat, if you hear me 1,000 times say this, just know that I mean an ongoing relationship with yourself that does have ebbs and flows. Just like the relationship that you'll have with a partner.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. But like...
No. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship at that point. It just can't happen. No matter how much we want it to be, we can have... I'll joke every now and then, instead of telling like my girlfriend, like, oh, I love you, I'll look at her and be like, baby, I tolerate you so much. And she just... You said it first. I know. That's why I like to every now and then just... It's like calling you the wrong name, just to remind you. And then I gotta sleep next to her at night and be like, I better wake up.
Yeah, sleep with one eye open. How are you gonna say that before bed? Where is she from?
She's from Massachusetts too. She's from like the South Shore area, so more towards like she's from Fall River, so over by New Bedford and stuff like that. Where I'm from Worcester County, so.
All right.
Yeah, we both have the same crappy Massachusetts attitude, so it works.
Risky.
Yeah.
I lived out there. Risky.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I Fall River I luckily never lived in, but I lived in Providence for a number of years. That's actually where we met, was when I lived out there.
Aww.
Yeah, so but yeah, no, I do things like you gotta have fun like that. Like, I tolerate you, honey. And then just like get up and walk away before she can hit you.
I was gonna say, that's why I asked where she was from, because I would have hit you with a chancla, like around the corner and down the stairs, like that.
No, she's not good with a sandal. She can't boomerang that shit around corners.
I'm getting pretty good at the boomerang. I never had one when I was little.
With it physically, like a blunt force object in her hand. Yeah.
Oh,
as
yeah.
Far as the chuck, nah, she ain't got that one down yet. Thank God.
There we go. I'm warming up. We got first time chat. We got, is it the Tardis? Chicken nuggets taco sandwich is the best applesauce to go with Doritos. Nope. I don't know what we're saying here. To go with Doritos, it tastes like lasagna when I'm eating a hot dog. I'm wrong.
I am not high enough to understand.
I was like, no, I did not take enough edible for that. I didn't take any before the show, but
that reminds me. Where is that? I'm gonna need that later. Who are we kidding?
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the chat, Tardis. Thanks for popping in to the thread of intimacy.
But I do want you to know, I need a chicken nugget taco sandwich, so get on that.
Is the best applesauce to go with Doritos. Yeah.
Actually, question. Is it a Doritos taco? Because if so,
that's true too. Like you gotta count for the Doritos taco.
Yeah. And you have to think about a taco is basically a lasagna. Anything that's just layered within any sort of flour-based thing is pretty much just lasagna and tacos. They're the same. It's like deep dish pizza. It's just a lasagna.
But it tastes. Well, like, wait, it tastes like lasagna when eating a hot dog, though.
I did not see the hot dog part.
Yeah.
because
Oh, I'm very
I'm-
so. Hot dogs and I go way back. I have a problem with hot dogs, and they have to be.
What did I do with my air
They
horn?
have to
Where's
be
the
like
horn?
all beef. They gotta be like natural. I don't want extra. I don't want extra particles. This is a really private moment we're having about my hot
This
dog
is getting
problem.
deep.
I do, because I know if Tucker's in the chat, he's gonna make fun of me about my hot dogs. I hope he's off playing video
Oh
games.
God, why? What do you do to hot dogs that would make fun of you? For
I
them?
just eat a lot more than. Hey, don't out me, Thor. Because Thor knows what hot dogs are. That's how much we have them, that he knows hot dogs. And he knows I'm not referring to him like I'm not saying, you're a hot dog. Like, he knows that we have a nice line. So.
She's not complimenting me. I know what this is.
Living rent free and everyone. All right. Okay, Dirt Artist. You know what? We appreciate that. I bought an ice cream cone maker, and I'm using flat ice cream cones as quesadillas. You know what? I'm really into that, Animal. I'm really into what you just said about ice cream and quesadillas. I'm here.
Ooh.
So I kind of I grew up at. Oh God, where do I start?
Oh God.
All right, so when you grow up in a Puerto Rican Mexican household like mine, my grandparents that we lived with came from home, right? They came from home. I'm second generation, and so things like American dishes, I'm saying with quotations, like spaghetti. Because we're working off the American version, is what I'm saying, not the Italian. We're working off American spaghetti. Was made with Vienna sausages and thick noodles and Goya tomato paste and tomatoes and adobo. Like, it just had a unique flavor. But
Yeah, that's a thing.
it's delicious. I can taste it, and it's great, and I want to share it with you. It's not spaghetti and meatballs, but it's definitely Puerto Rican spaghetti.
Oh, you totally have my curiosity in this one.
And it's also been made with Spam. That's another big. Yay! We got a new darling from the hot dog
Spam.
talk. Hot dog trauma. I love it though. So like me and my grandmother, who I call Mom, and I call my mom Ma. It's wild, but we all grew up together. So like,
Blah 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 blah.
so like Mom would eat ballpark hot dogs, which I then got, but it had to be like all beef, like no buttholes. Right? We don't want
No lips and assholes.
we don't want to. We just want pure hot dog, which is an insane thing to say out loud. I hear myself. It's fine. I love me for who I am. And I cut them up, and I like to get them crispy on the sides, unless I'm eating them in like a diet bun. This is a bun, right? And then I do that. But if I need to eat healthy and diet, I don't cut hot dogs out of my diet. I just sizzle them up and put them in anything like stir fry or pasta or salad or mac and cheese.
That is a list of things.
I've had a bowl of hot dog with like a side of cake. Because it's sweet and salty. See
I'm
that?
just picturing like this big bowl, like this plate
Just
with a nice
cut up hot
big piece
dogs.
of cake on it. You know, a nice slice of cake.
Separate.
And no, that one's on the plate. And then she just has this bowl. And we're not talking like paper plate bowl. No, I'm thinking like I have to picture it as a popcorn bowl. Otherwise, it's not as funny.
It's not inaccurate.
She's just eating little cut up wieners.
If you're gonna make a pack of hot dogs, just make the pack. Don't cut it up and put. You're already
gonna make a pack of hot dogs.
Just make it. Don't put it in.
Not like just gonna make a couple out of the pack. No, you gotta make the whole pack at once. It's like bacon.
Don't waste a Ziploc. That you make the pack.
Don't waste a Ziploc. Oh, fuck. Treating it like thick cut bacon. She's like, no, you can't put it back in. It doesn't cook well.
No. Yeah, it doesn't cook well. I do. I treat it like thick cut bacon, just hot dog shape.
Yeah. She fries it and everything, just like that.
You do in butter. How else do you cook a hot dog? You don't boil it.
Oh. It's one of the reasons that living in New England that I don't like hot dogs, because you go to like the Fenway Frank is a boiled Frank.
Okay, but that's different because a dirty water hot dog in New York is a delicacy.
Dirty water hot dog. I never thought to call it that.
Yeah, I want it right now. That's the only boiled hot dog I've ever eaten.
Dirty water dog in your mouth right now, huh?
Dirty water dog in my mouth hole with a bag of the nuts for nuts because I'm watching my carbs. And that's enough sugar for me to get by.
Hold on, what? Only
yeah, Thor's like got the chat. The chat's got a lot. Thor's like she loves.
Whoa, what's going on over here? What in the AI bot is going on there? That's like something I wrote in a short story when I was on a 10 strip of acid in high school.
We were not on any acid to be leading this. I'm only saying that because my pet fish that loved it. Are you chat GPT? Is it GPT or GBT?
I think it's GTP.
GTP?
Yeah,
are you the chat? I just leave the letter sound out.
I'm only saying this. I'm only saying that because my pet fish that loved eating concrete drowned. Because I didn't take it for a walk inside the outside of the volcano named Death Valley. Inside the Pacific Ocean.
Where are you from, TARDIS?
The Pentium processor chip in somebody's laptop.
Go on with yourself. All right.
Yeah.
I'll read your work. Yeah. If you're going to write.
You know what? I'm going to start doing this stuff just to use them as voice sampling stuff.
Yeah.
Say this one like.
All right, animal. I see you. You know, I mean, you get out there. It'll be in. It's going to be on the upload.
All right.
I
eating ass of human. Got it.
Yeah. Look, I'm with it. I'm with it. I support.
Yeah, I mean, it's a delicacy to a point.
Yeah.
It all depends on the person, I guess, in this case.
Yep. The person, the depth of the relationship, where you're at in your relationship.
Definitely the level of intimacy.
The level of intimacy. This is not a hi, how you doing?
Yeah, you don't just come out the gate doing that one.
It's not like hey, my God.
You don't play your best card right away.
Oh my God, you shop here? Like it's not like a.
Oh my God, I'm so happy that you showed up after having this week-long talk. Hold on 1 second. Don't worry about it. Just I'm very much like a dog. It's how I can tell if you're a good person.
That's just how it's my vetting process.
Yeah.
Here's my card.
We were done.
Take that, online dating. See,
you better mind a lot more than a little butthole in your hot dog. Come on.
Yeah,
it's pretty much all butthole.
It's not all, and you have to get the nice kind.
You have to get natural casings. It is.
What? No, you got to get the nice kind where it says no butthole. And you also have to have you had Vienna sausages though? Now I'm really getting personal. I know this is personal.
Have I? Or are we talking to them? Yes,
everyone. Yeah. But the real kind in the blue can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you gotta rinse it, and you open it a little bit, and you drain it, and then you rinse them out, and then you fry them with butter, and you put them on Ritz crackers.
That's actually really.
That's a Bronx special. You're welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds actually really good in the sense of like a hot dog.
You're welcome. It's like yeah, and you know what that meal costs you? Pennies, my dude.
Oh God, I don't miss the days of having to. I've had a few of them recently as a trying to live your life as a gig worker. Yeah, there's been times where you're like, so we back to this. What can I buy with $3 a day?
I'm there. I don't think I ever left.
I left for a little bit, but that's because I went and got like one of those daytime jobs.
Yeah, I peeked out for a little bit. OnlyFans granted me access to the other world, and I got to like go to the welcome center, and I got a car that I'm still paying off. But I was able to be like, "Hi everyone, I have a credit. Okay, bye. My car's outside."
So I get to, I can still leave with the car though.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
the car's
that.
fine.
Oh, good. Oh yeah, no, I'll still pay it.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna pay the bill, but I'm surprised you guys are letting me even pay the bill. Like when I bought my first, when I bought a house, it was the same way. They were like, "Yeah, we'll give you the loan for that." Really?
That's what I was like.
This guy, this guy, you're like, yeah, you can have a house. All right.
I mean, I did that
I'm
internally.
gonna pay for it, but I'm just surprised.
Definitely, I definitely went in there differently though. I went in there like, yeah, this is what's happening, and in my head I was like, oh my god, is this gonna work? Yeah, you're gonna try harder.
Believe me.
Believe me.
If you can't do that, I'll just, I'm gonna have to go down the street.
Yeah.
Is this working? Is it working?
Is it working?
It's gonna be working. No. And then they're just like, all right, sign here. Holy shit, it worked. What'd you say? Nothing. Didn't mean to say that out loud.
You're like walking out of the door with the papers that you've just signed. You're like, no, it's great. I'm just going before anybody changes their mind.
Yeah. Nope, we're gone. Can I get the keys, please? Keys. There's a thing in Worcester called the hut.
I'm sorry. Cat Bite, you're gonna have to go ahead and give us a little more information on Hot Dog Safari. Tucker, you're in trouble. And any Sobro darlings that happened upon this, because that's what we're doing for my graduation party, is the Hot Dog Safari and laser tag.
I need, definitely some more information on the Hot Dog Safari.
Yeah, I hope it's on the coast somewhere where we can all meet up and go to the Hot Dog Safari.
I just kind of picture them all, you get in the back of the truck and go out to the Serengeti and just sit there and be like, these hot dogs are good.
Hey,
Tom
is coming out.
Green Hill.
We can coordinate this, okay? You grab Thor. Obviously, I'm bringing you to the Hot Dog Safari. Seriously, why would I not bring you to that?
It might be, Dad. It might be. Wait. Oh, so it's not like a consistent thing.
Oh, if it's in NOLA, then it would be closer to Tom. Because I was gonna say Tom's coming out. If we all meet somewhere.
I'm like, I'm on my computer. What does this website do?
Oh, good. Wait, there's one in Worcester?
Apparently. Worcester Hot Dog Safari.
I know where Worcester is. Hey,
yeah,
Papa
you've
Bear.
been here once or twice, I think.
I've been there once or twice. Come here. Come here.
This is the official Instagram of the Worcester Hot Dog Safari. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, we're going to have to put that. We're going to put it in the Discord.
We're going to put a button on this.
Put a button on it.
Look at later.
Yeah, definitely keep the page as it disappears for me. And then I retrieve it when I do my cool editing trick that I just learned. Editing was a nightmare, and then I thought it would be really funny after editing for the group project to edit for a TikTok about my editing experience. I love meta, I guess. And then I had an error with a copyright problem with the song that I was using from TikTok. Like TikTok was like, "Do you want to put music on it?" I said, "Yeah, that would be great." And so I did a little, "Hey everyone, blah, 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 blah. Here's a slideshow of my problem." And so then I did that to music. Very 90s of me, obviously. And and then it was like, "Copyright error, you can't use this song." And I was like, "But it's your song." And then I tried to post it anyway. You gave it to me. Why? It's copyrighted. And I was like, of course I have an error in editing after editing. It's just like the meta problems continued. I saved them both.
They just look at you. We did it on purpose.
Yeah, I saved it, and I screen recorded my version because I knew it was going to ruin it. I was like, I'm going to save this for the Discord for my own amusement.
Everybody else can laugh at this, but not you, TikTok, because apparently I can't use your music.
Apparently.
Apparently, this is a dumb way to die, or whatever this week's song is on there. I'm so bad at that stuff. I spend more time watching the people cooking and like angry and stuff. Man, I'm just like, okay, what are you doing to make this bread? I'm gonna watch this for 10.
That's really, yeah, I do love the cooking ones. I like the storytellers on there. People tell me I should tell stories on there because usually what I do is voice my stories immediately to my friends. And they're like, oh my God, you should have made that a TikTok. And I was like, well, the it's gone now. Because I put it in this voice
one
note.
Of you could have pulled out your phone when you saw me coming with some attitude. It wasn't like I was just walking up all fucking smiles. You knew this was coming. All right.
I gotta just take the voice notes, I think, and then just like put it on something.
Just be one of those things where you lip sync over your own thing.
Oh yeah, I could do it on purpose terribly because it won't be good if I try to do it on time.
I think that's my least favorite part of TikTok. The
lip syncing.
The lip syncing over stuff because it's like, no, can we stop, please? Can we just go back to the informative end of TikTok?
I like it. I like when they put the voices on the animals sometimes.
Well, that's always going to be funny, no matter what. It's kind of like someone getting hit in the groin with a ball. It's just going to be funny. Yeah. You see a little kid playing ball with their dad, you just sit down and you watch because you know what's about to happen.
I think like my one dream, if we're being really like open here, is that like when like I have a partner that's just like around. All right, like when I'm in your situation, they just like film me more, and not because I want to be on camera, but because I'm the clumsiest person, and there's like a lot of accidents that just go missing, and
undocumented things that
like do you know how many times I've like put the coffee pot in the fridge, and then like or like the times like I go to open the fridge door. But I opened the freezer door and like hit my head, and like there's like a lot of mechanical errors that happen. And like, I just want to make people happy. I just if I'm already gonna
get my phone out quick enough, can you get that out of the shelf again?
Like it's just usually a catastrophe. It's a calamity of errors in my house. I try to water the plant. I've spilled the water on my desk. I try to like clean that up, and then I've slipped, and then I've hit my face on the desk, and then that by proxy I've knocked into Thor, who then has fallen into Loki, who's now chasing a cat, and then I go to fix my notebook and then drop that on a cat, and then the cat's scared, jumps on Thor, and now there's an accident with Thor and the cat, and then Loki's uproaring per usual because she's just looking for a fight.
It's Goldberg machine.
I'm just a constant that. It's all. And it starts with me waking up.
Andy Cap, just that whatever cloud just going across the screen.
It's somebody.
Like, there's Solo and the dogs. Yep, there they go. Oh, I heard the cat in there too this time.
Or like,
not just throwing shade today. I see.
I remember what it was. I got what did I get? Oh, I had that injection done in my spine. I don't remember if we were in the Discord at that point in time, but I know you and I were chatting. You, me, Tom. We had our little group still established. But I had this like in my lower back because I also have lower back things. So I was like, well, I'm gonna get with you later about lower back stuff. They can't figure out what's wrong with me. They're like, I was having trouble walking. It was a nightmare. So they were like, well, let's do this injection in your lower back. And they numbed me. And it was like super weird and invasive and fine at the same time because they're just face down and like your back and your butt's kind of just in the air and they're just going to inject you. And then I was like, okay, so should I lay down? Like, am I good to go and walk around? Like, my mom's here. Obviously, I can't drive because you just injected above my butt. So, and they're like, yeah, of course. And the one nurse is like, yeah. I was like, so how soon can I work out? And she laughs. And I was like, all right. She's like, you could work out today if you want. And I was like, all right. And I was good because they drugged me up, right? So I was like,
couldn't feel anything.
I was good. We went furniture shopping. And I'm doing this. This is my I've been medicated body language, right? I was good. Mom took me to furniture shop And we were, she's being mindful and like she's trying to like carry me arm in arm, and we go to get food.
What a story's always get you in that mindset.
And it's like, yeah, I'm doing good. So we park the car. And I know I'm getting there. And so she gets out of oh, God, okay. So she gets out like she's gonna help me, and I'm like, no, I got it, and she's turning around. She's like, Christina, I'm gonna come help you, and then I go to like make a joke, so I raise my arm up to go do something, and I just drop like a sack of potatoes out of her line of shot, and like drunk girl 101 out of a car, just like completely like funk, like
that scene from what's that Leonardo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street, where he's going to the Lamborghini, just falling down the stairs, a limp body,
just completely crash. Yeah. And like I just like I immediately was like, okay. But I'm laughing because then she busted out laughing because she's like, I'm sorry, but it was very funny. And I was like, it's very okay. I could imagine how hysterical that looked, of just like a body just going missing, like completely dropping out of line of sight.
You're looking at her head, it's there,
and boom. And I'm like holding onto the car side as if like that's helping me from the 3 inches off the floor. Like
I stopped myself.
I got it, everybody.
Don't worry, I'm good now. I got them.
Don't worry about me. I made it.
It's just a little bump on my head. It's fine. Don't worry. The 3 of you need to calm down. It's okay. Oh God, yeah.
It was a good time. It was very, very good.
You can work out.
Yeah, we can. I love her. I was like, yo, she's.
I took you serious.
I was like, yo, she's the best, because she even was like, yeah, okay, yeah, if you feel like it, like.
He just looks at you later. You're like, so I did it. Wait, you took that serious?
What are you doing? Well, I didn't say that, though. I didn't actually say that. She misinterpreted that whole situation. That was sarcastic.
Awesome,
yeah.
I did not mean... Okay. Can you sign here, Before this goes any further, can you sign this? What is it? Don't worry, just sign. Usual medical rights stuff. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, sure.
Notarize it. Notarize it.
Yeah. Sure, you got it.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm thankful I've never had to have that happen. Instead, I'm just missing part of my ankle. So I fall down randomly for that one. Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a long time, but yeah. It's always fun, people. Where'd you get it from? That's where the orphan story started. Where I was like, oh yeah, I was saving orphans. That's where I was when I wasn't around. It's because that's how I respond. What happened to your leg? I was out for my morning 5K, just warming up for the marathon later in the day, and I smelled burning and ran around the corner, and there was a whole house full of orphans. Don't know why they were there, but somebody had to save them. It's a box of puppies, though, that made me roll my ankle because they were really rowdy.
It's believable.
No.
It's like, really the puppies that bring it into the real space for me.
It wraps it up.
Really solidifies the realness of it.
Now, I'm still just picturing you, though, just...
like,
it's mainly because I'm remembering American Rana at Foxwoods. You were like probably half a step away from being that moment sometimes. Just this little woman. Dude. Like, she gonna fall? What's about to... oh, no, she caught herself. We're good. Everything's good.
I wanted to do so much in that show. I just wanted to do so much. They didn't let me do anything.
And funny enough, like me and my buddies, we were looking forward to that match, and you were one of the reasons.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was that's all I'm thinking of is you kind of standing there talking, and then just because it's basically what you did, but it was more of a you blinked and you just walked around a corner somewhere. We're like, first off, how'd she move so fast? She's been swaying for the past 20 minutes. Were you getting your motion ready? Just
I can be very stealthy and very quick. This depends.
depends on what you're trying to get away from.
The stealthiness is very few and far between. I'm mostly like a bag of rocks and bubble wrap.
As graceful as a rock polisher.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So you know, we've talked a little bit about what intimacy means to you, and what is that like with yourself though?
How like you were talking about self-deprecation with the humor and like just like how some people think that it's humor, but in reality they're really just kind of shitting on themselves and putting themselves down all the time. Intimacy with myself, finding love for myself is you can probably relate to a point with it as a fellow performer. We're never happy with ourselves and like are always searching for how can I guess connect better and bring that center that is intimacy into myself. And for me it's really a tough thing because I go, like I said, ups and downs. Sometimes it's just I read for a living, but sometimes just reading a book, one that I actually want to read as opposed to something that was handed to me.
Yeah.
But otherwise, learning to be intimate is one of the big things that over the past decade of realizing, once I hit my 30s and I should take life a little bit more serious. Obviously, if I want to succeed in the stupidity end of the entertainment sector, I can't grow up completely. Jack Black has proved that to us numerous times. So it's tough to say like what is intimacy with myself, because it's a never-ending journey of learning to love myself. Between, like I said, I was short and fat growing up. Now I'm tall and thinner is the best way to say it. Like I'm in the shape of round for them. At least I make the joke I am. I know I'm not that bad, but it is still like that right there. There's a good example. Like I still can't connect on that with myself. I still have those issues. Like I'll stand in front of a crowd and I can stand in front of a crowd and just talk, obviously. Like I'm just fucking waterfall of words. Some of them make sense. Some of them make me sound stupid. That's, thank God for what other things I do. Editing is fun for that. We can take some of that stuff out where it's like, yeah, we don't need that. That was good. But it's a tough question to answer because I never really thought about it for the longest time, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
And because it was just something of being, again, as a performer, we're people pleasers. And it's really fucking tough not to be.
Yeah.
No matter how much, because like one of my main issues in relationships is, and you get it as a character. I'm a character when I'm out and about doing my comedy, my show, anything. I'm not 100% me. I'm the character that so people just expect me to be happier about things, stuff like that, and you feel the need to please them a lot on it. So it's something that like I never thought about it. To like, what about me? Because the selfishness in me is the needing to survive and figuring out like ways to succeed further in our whatever businesses we're in. Because obviously you have to be cutthroat. Like as much as I lost so many chances to do stuff because I tried to include friends. I tried to get like friends on board that would be on board, and then all of a sudden, yep, you get it. It's just like like me and my buddies have a we've been plotting a D&D podcast since probably, I want to say we were talking about it. Me and one of my buddies have been talking about doing something just fun where it's us doing silly shit for a decade now. Like when it first was, podcasting was a thing, but it's like the D&D one, it's just trying to get together because it's not like we're getting paid for it, whereas like other people when they're doing those, that's a fucking job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
trying to schedule that time together is tough, but it's still just, this is just one example. Other examples are one of my reasons that I hope Netflix burns to the ground in a horrible fiery haze. The show Nailed It. I had drafted that show in the mid-2000s. The exact concept, except it was more based on Pinterest. Because it was when Pinterest was becoming good. Like, it was becoming a thing. Not so much the mid-2000s, near, like, when it was that thing. Like, just people doing things from the internet. And I had plotted out that show, and I had set stuff up. I had equipment to do it. I needed people to do it. Because, obviously, it couldn't have just been me for the concept I was looking for. Because mine also was more of using YouTube at the time, because my friend's wife and her friends were big on getting hammered and trying some new recipe that they had seen online.
Oh my
and
god.
you know, none of that shit ever works.
Oh my god, yeah. Of course, which is
No, but
amazing.
that's another example of things where I was trying to please other people, so I never thought about it for myself. So like nowadays when I try to think of things that I should work on to make myself happier like that, like to make myself better with the intimacy end of my relationship, it's still just a blank most of the time of like, I don't know what the hell to do. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's because, you just try to, I spent so many years making other people happy that I never think about my own. And I know that is something that's damaging to other, like my actual relationships. Because I just let my own misery get together. So trying to like get in touch with like myself is always, it's not impossible, but it's not something I guess I could just say like, oh yeah, I sit down and I do this. And then I talk to myself or I think about this. There's times I'll write. There's times I'll bust out the canvas and paint and just go to town. Other times I'll tear apart an arcade machine or a pinball machine and fix it for no fucking reason because obviously I want to give myself a migraine.
I love that.
Instead of actually thinking about, hey, how can I better this?
Yeah.
So it's really hard on that one. It's very roundabout. I know what I just said. It was roundabout to get to the. I couldn't give you a straight answer. It's more or less just the trying to better the bad things that I know that I do. Like I know I still do. Like I am one of those people that I realize when I'm mansplaining or something. But like I said, I'm not somebody that will go after just because like, oh, that sounds stupid. This must be what it is. It's usually because it's something like I know an ass ton about Disney, not just like their properties, but like their business end. Because it's just an amazing thing that I like to learn about is businesses on how they market it to success. So I don't try to argue. I'm not an arguer because I know that no one likes doing it. Like, no one likes arguing with your partner, but we still argue. It's not like we don't. We argue sometimes and we fucking get into it over stupid shit.
It's always, I feel like it's like dumb stuff for the.
We never argue about anything important because that we argue about literal stupid shit. Like, one that happened the other day was about the Barbie dream house. Because she was saying, like, how it was this style, and I'm like, hon, I'm only a couple of years older than you, but that also means, like, I'm a generation of these weirder things, so, like, we had to, like, it became, like, a thing where we were being pissy with each other, but even though we looked it up, and I go, see, it's this. Like I wasn't being
Uh.
it's never an argument over like money or what we should do on certain things like that. It's always petty, stupid shit that still damages some of our relationship on it because we're not arguing about the important things. So there's times like we'll go a long time without touching on the fact that we need to talk about this. And I'm a soother and a reminder of like, no, I'm here. It's I get I'm being a fucking idiot. Like there are times you have to just kind of snap me back because I mean my ADHD ass is all over the place. It's not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't want to show it either. I just fidget. Like I can't sit still.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing.
I totally get it. I also I'm on the ADHD train as well. I do hear though. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you because I heard you talk about what intimacy is like with yourself, but it ended with how it is with your partner. So
because
it immediately
with
goes
myself
to
it'll go to somebody else a lot, but it's the fact of that. Like I was just saying, I never think about it for me. I just never think about myself.
So what? So now that it's been in question, and it sounds like it's already been in question.
Oh, it's one of those. This is why we do drugs, folks.
So, but it's one of those. Once you're aware of it,
yeah. Like I said, I've been trying a lot harder over the years. I did try to get a therapist, but
it is like a dating process.
Oh, not only that one, just getting them to call you back. I mean, it's more like online dating and getting the return text.
Yeah, I went through a handful before I found a therapist, and now I need to find another therapist because mine left BetterHelp, which congratulations, she went to go do things. You know what I mean? She went on to do things. But it is a process to find a good therapist, and I do recommend it. No stigma. I'm not getting my degree to become one. So for anyone in the chat, my positive psychology degree mixed with neuroscience will not be for direct therapy. It'll be more for research.
For judgy therapy from behind the scenes. Don't worry.
It'll be for the research on, hopefully, whatever this and all of my other experiential assignments will be.
And
so when you don't know because you've never done it, but obviously you have, so never doesn't really fit your current narrative if we're really looking at it.
It's not so much I never thought of what to actually do to repair it. Like, do I do the ask myself questions? Am I doing the right thing? Yeah, I do that type of stuff all the time. Yeah,
self-inquiry.
Usually though it has more to do with like, am I making the right choice? Like when I decided to quit my job in the laser field, I was in the photonics field for about 6 years, a little over. I built lasers and worked on things that they were doing for different things with beams of light on various spectrums.
That's awesome.
I had to spend a good few months asking myself, am I doing the right thing? Because I told my boss, I'm out of here in 6 months. Find my replacement, and I will teach them how to do it. But that was like one of the first times, and that one I was about mid-30s. I think I was like 33 when I quit that place. 32, 33 years old.
Mm-hmm. And
that's probably the first time I really had to play the, like, self-reflection game. Because everything else was just like, yeah, I can do this. And just would go on and do it.
Yeah.
And this was am I doing the right thing here? How is this going to make me happy? And yes, oh my God, have I never been happier. You really, when you show up to your last day at work in a bathrobe with a world championship title on and a Dasher Hatfield, very American tank top.
Dasher, yeah.
Oh yeah, I will. I believe it's on my Instagram. If you look,
crazy.
There's a photo down there of me just like this, and it was my last day at my job.
That's great. I can't wait.
And that
I'll
was
look it up.
probably the first time I guess I was ever like intimate with myself outside of, my teenage years discovering myself.
Right, yes.
Yeah, we're all intimate with ourselves.
The conventional intimacy, as we know.
That, right, guys? Like, we all got the fact of, like, no, the intimate part we're talking about is this. And it was like, yeah, that was one of the first times I thought about my happiness, because it was that job that was killing me. And when I told my boss this is my last day, motherfucker looked at me and go, "You were serious?" I literally almost walked out on him.
Oh my god, no! Dito.
Yeah, this was also a job that I spent 1.5 years trying to get fired from before I gave him my notice. Because it was just like, I hate you guys.
Oh no.
You pay for the house that they somehow gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was definitely, and I still haven't figured it out since that day on how to be intimate with myself, on the fact of centering my all of me. Just what am I going to do to make me happy at the moment?
Oh, I have a question.
Boom.
I have a question.
You in the back and the kimono?
Yes, thank you. Oh, me. That's me. Have you experimented with experiential assignments based on curiosity with the self? That is, have you been curious with yourself?
What do you mean?
Like when people say, "Oh, I'm not a plant person, I kill plants." Right? Okay, that's disagreeable, but whatever, because we're of the earth. But anyway, okay.
Exactly.
So, but why do you feel that way? But why do you feel that way, right? It's like, why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
Do you ask yourself why? So then, I've been curious with myself. And so this is something I was taught from when I was very little. Thanks, Mom. She's the best. I really lucked out on this one. Because she taught me how to be emotionally aware and deep and intimate with myself, because I was all I was ever going to have in that sense. You're who you have, right? You're with you the longest. Your long-term relationship is you. And it would be like, okay, well, you like to write. Well, do you like writing poetry? Well, I don't know. So it would be you prompt yourself. It's almost like improv, like say yes and or try it and.
That's how I ended up painting.
I love painting. I miss it so much.
It was I had short relationship, but when it ended, it was just one of those things that it kind of destroyed me because of so much what was going on. Mm-hmm. And I was questioning why do I feel this way about it's not like it was somebody I was with for a long time. And it was not a horrible, she broke it off with me, but it was all just, it was straight I wasn't the person she thought of when she woke up type of thing. So it was just one of those relationships but it was why do I feel like that? Those would be one of the times. And then it became I need to do some outlet. And I was like, I should paint. And for years I would say to myself, I can't do that. I blame most of it on the fact that we grew up on classic art.
Mm. Yeah. You know who's entered the chat.
Yeah, we hear you. We know you're there. I thought it was coming from behind me is what scared me, because again, what's behind me for a cat? It better not be meowing.
All right.
That's some pet cemetery shit.
Here's Marshall. He's the one that meows on all the streams.
All black, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, 3 little white hairs on his chest, so you can't see them. 3 little
tuxedo. That's how James Bond got his name.
His dad is a tuxedo. His dad is Buster, who is also the streamer cat.
Ah, okay. But that was where was I on that one?
The painting from a breakup.
Yeah, that was for years I had told myself I can't do it because I have a ton of art on my wall, so I equated art to what that stuff is people doing drawings and everything. And now it just is I just put paint to canvas. It was finally after years of telling myself I couldn't do this stuff, I did a couple things. And one of the first people I showed my work to was Dave Cole.
Wow.
Yeah, me and him we're friends. Whenever we see each other, it's one of those dude, I miss you so much type of things. But we don't talk as often as when he lived out in the area and I'd see him at shows every weekend.
Yeah. Oh,
But
no
he
way.
was the first guy that I showed my art to because he's fucking Dave Cole.
Yeah.
Like, he's just that dude that you're like, he's gonna be real with me, but at the same time, extremely nice about it.
Oh, wow.
So it's not
Yeah.
gonna hurt my feelings. And he was one of the first people that was like, that is awesome. The only thing that I gotta say is, you're muddying those colors. And I was like, yeah, well, the reason I painted this, if you look, it's got this heart thing in it. And he's just like, oh, and actually, now that makes sense.
Oh.
So it was one of those like reassuring, like, oh, I can do this. And that's just kind of started fucking around with shit since then. And it's been something I've done, but I never realized how bad I was at it until like the painting one. Because a lot of times it was I can't do that. And then somebody would say something and I'd just be like, oh, all right, I'm going to be a dickhead and show you that you think your special skill is not that special. and I
then
can just, because I am that horrible human being that can learn. Like, you show me something and I can do it. You show me how to do your job. Give me long enough and I can do everything you're doing in the same proficiency at least. It's just a weird gift I have. So I've always been one to just like question myself on it forever. And then it's never a conscience fuck myself for questioning it. I just would end up doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it was never like I said, I never thought about it. That's what I mean by, I guess, I never think about it. I just would kind of one day be like, all right. Oh, that was not hard at all. Like replacing an air conditioner thing in my car.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is going to fucking suck, blah, 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 blah. Looked up how to do it. I was done in 5 minutes. And like, I had to take a bunch of stuff apart. And it was just one of those, like, I talk myself out of stuff all the time because who the hell knows? Fear, laziness.
Fear's my nemesis.
Oh, that's
my big...
I don't have a fear of failure too much. I'm nervous enough.
What's the fear of? Wait, it cut out.
Anything like that? Like, you
it
just
literally just cut out.
Oh, the fear when you go, like, when I don't fear failure, but I fear failing. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not afraid to fail so much as I still am afraid of the failure that happens if it's something that doesn't work out. It's so weird, I guess. Because I'll try almost anything. Like, all right, but the whole time I'm worried I'm gonna, fuck it up. It was much like getting into hosting events for stuff. I never thought anything about it. I was just somebody that I was a hype man for a bunch of bands that I managed, things like that. So it was, a next modern thing was to step over without jumping around and hurting myself or spitting fire, things like that. Instead, it was just learning to talk and things. But yeah, it's it's every time I go to do something, am I shaky and afraid that I'm gonna fuck this thing up so bad and no one's gonna laugh or no one's gonna enjoy what I'm doing, or like I'm gonna say, like, being a voice actor. It's acting.
It's acting.
So
yeah.
I have to audition.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't answer. Like, the plus side of voice acting is it's not like I go in for auditions and I'm like, hey, howdy, everybody. We're going to go in and look at the old farm over there and whatever script they want me to read. Or, oh, yeah. I don't do that. I send them a palette of things that, like, a little sampler, and I either hear back or don't. So it's
that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of unnerving because you're like, well, I didn't hear back. Fuck. And then you'll hear from them for some other job down the road. But I went and got a job at a coffee shop because, well, I felt like I wasn't a real actor until I was a barista. So I had to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it was also, I hadn't gotten a gig in like 6 months.
It's hard.
So it was like very destroying on the soul. But also, to it was because I got complacent, like very comfortable in the job that I had going on at the time. I was doing voiceovers for a YouTube channel. They were consistent pay.
Oh,
So, like,
right.
There was one of those things like I wasn't auditioning as much.
Yeah.
But it's still, excuse me, it's still one of those. Every time I send something in or do it, I'm afraid, but I'm not afraid to fail. I'm just afraid I'm gonna.
Yeah.
It's
a little less. It's a little less afraid. It's like a fraction of afraid. It's not like
Yeah.
It's just I kind of chalk that up to the normal performance afraid of like excitement and like like it's like, please, I know that like there's like a chance either way, but I really hope it's the callback and not the no thanks.
Yeah.
That would be
you
nice for me.
You always want either the second audition or the job. You don't
Right.
Want to, you don't want to either not hear back or get the, we're going to go another direction.
Yeah, it's always like, oh, I changed your mind.
Yeah.
Like it's not even that, but it's like, oh, I take it personally.
That's when I fall into the, how did I fuck this up? What did I do wrong? When really it was just what they wanted for that particular job wasn't me.
It can be hard to not take things personally in a subjective career.
Yeah. It's, as people that stand in front of crowds and we notice all the cheering. Thank you very much. We love you for loving us back. Like, thank you for that. That actually, Christopher Titus said it best with his, I can have 104-degree temperature, but the moment I hit that stage, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. You won't even notice that I'm sick. The moment I step off, though, I'm fucking dead.
It's done. It's just done. Yeah.
But as like, it's something that's said a lot. Priests and comedians, we're the ones that notice the guy walking out.
There's definitely,
and that's what we're always, as a subjective art form of what I do. It's the fear is the guy not laughing. The person that's pissing and moaning or not having fun.
Yeah. And so, like, what are ways you get around that?
I wish I had an easy answer. Like, there is no, like, imagine them naked and it's so much easier. Nah, that's really fucking awkward the way some people look. You're just like, I don't want to see that shit.
What's your, who's somebody that you, like, okay, like, so, like, who's your person that you look to for bad bitch behavior? I'm trying to dutify it for you, but I
know what you're saying. Who do I look at as, like, the person that I can be like, yeah, fucking be like them?
Like that. Like, I need that energy right now.
It's a tough one.
And, like, you just kind of let it. Not because you're not that person inside. Like, because I feel very much like I have been there. I have been that bad bitch, and I've also been that for other people. But I'm still a human being, and like that doesn't mean I'm a source unconditionally for that. Like it is something. Sometimes you need that inspiration from those that come before you. Those that are up there.
Being let's go for this cheap pop here on this one because he's always the way to do it is George Carlin.
Wow. He is a bad bitch, though. He is a bad bitch.
He is the bad bitch because, like, you think about it. Some of the people that quote him today are like, they'll use some of his quotes where it's like, you do realize he was making fun of you, right? He was such a bad bitch. They thought he was on their side.
Yeah. Like, just like clown emoji on everybody.
Like, yeah, we know how much my dad loved rich old white men. Yeah, they were his favorite. That's one of the people like I think of because I grew up and I had an uncle who he loves music. That's just his jam. Like that is how he is actually intimate with people, is through music. His wife, my aunt, fucking destroyed the dude. Like they were happy, but you could tell like that man did not get to do what he wanted.
Yeah.
But he was a guy that like showed me the Beatles and he was showing me all his vinyls. And one of the first things he showed me that I can vividly remember him pulling out is George Carlin's Class Clown.
Wow.
And I heard that as a young age, and it was
wow.
just... So, like, I have, I am the tall white guy that has to listen to a lot of bullshit. The things I hear, because they're just like, you all agree with us, right? No.
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 No. So that's what I do when I'm out there feeling raw and vulnerable, which is a lot. And like, you know, when we're out there as performers, we're performing and we're like, because I too notice. I notice we're human beings and we're performers. We notice and we want to do our job well. We want to help, right? We're here. We're doing the dance.
Yeah,
we're getting
here,
thrown on the ground.
Enjoy, like, hi, I'm doing my monkey.
Yeah,
dance,
like,
please.
we're definitely not. That reminds me of, I'll tell you, like, Sarah Dobson's story is very funny. So, so many hot dogs. So like, we're out there and we're doing the dance for everyone, and we hope that they like our dance. And we know and we understand as creatures in a subjective business that it is definitely not everyone's cup of tea, but we do hope for the most. And like, we also know, like, yes, we are not The Rock, okay? We all have dreams and aspirations. And so without undercutting ourselves, because that's a huge reason, right? That's a huge reason for this show is for us people pleasers to not undercut our own compliment, right? Like, don't undercut yourself.
Yeah, every now and then you got to remind yourself how much of a bad bitch you are.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Like,
just
and that's what draws. That's, I guess, it centers me every now and then. I'm like, I'm fucking better than you.
Like, it's like, so don't worry about the dude leaving, right? Because we don't know. That person could have diarrhea. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know why they're leaving.
We don't know why they're leaving.
Sometimes we know why they're leaving.
Sometimes we know why they're leaving. And sometimes we know, and that's okay. So my magic that I'm imparting to you that I want you to try next time you're going live and you're like, oh, hell no. Like, I can't even right now. Like, I can't. I'm focusing on the wrong part of this. Yeah. You know, picture you're George Carlin, because when I'm up there, or when I'm out there, I would always picture Megan Thee and Cardi B. Like, I have my list of my hip hop female artists out there because I have my little playlist, my fuck around and find out playlist, because I'm a musician at heart. Truly, that's always what I've been. And I just like, just sing it to me. Sing it to me. We all want to
be a rock fucking star, is what it is.
It's wonderful. Well, I was a drummer for. I did drumming first for almost 18 years, and then wrestling took over.
Yeah, no, to say, like, you go out there and you're nervous, and to get over it, like, I'm still nervous every day anytime I do it, even all these, 28 years, 25 years later, we'll say, because I've been doing it since I was 15.
Yeah.
Is luckily from 15 to 25, I wasn't just like, well, I was one of those musicians just like, doing the small venue tours. But I also did tours with like Vanilla Ice. I toured the Jaeger tour. I was on those types of shows. We did bigger shows. So like there were times where they obviously weren't there to see us. we weren't any big name. Like, it was
but
just
you were
some
there,
shitty
so like
band out of Philly that like. Yeah, so it
love
was,
Philly bands though.
Yeah, we'll talk about this one off air. We're not playing the game. I like, this is somebody that goes out of their way to be a dick to people.
But
it was doing those bigger shows. I used to have to, you'd have to get into the mindset of being somebody that just does it without even looking like they're any effort, even though we all know they're just as bad as we are at the moment. Like, none of us go out there and it's a easy 1-2 thing. No, even when you're at the level of like a Carlin or even like a Bill Burr, they're paying to see you, but we're still afraid you're not going to laugh at our jokes. Like, we better make this worth your money.
Yeah.
And doing the bigger shows and having people come up after, and think we were way bigger than we were. Oh god, I was a fake DJ. Like I didn't even plug my equipment in on stage because most of the venues didn't have a place I could plug it into. So we did everything off DAT recording, which is not unheard of when you become that type of a touring band.
There's no plugs.
Yeah, you play it safe the best way you can. But like people would come up and tell me how amazing I was, and those were the things that like you're just like, thank you. I have no idea what I was doing.
Yes.
Like I was just. There were times where I did have it plugged in and I had the headphones working. I remember one show I listened to Jesus Christ Superstar. Because I could hear what was on my headset. No one else could. But like I just sat there.
Oh my Lanta.
Like they thought I was ripping it up and I was like,
oh
nah.
my Lanta.
It just happened to be whatever was in the bag of records that the guy had brought that day.
Yeah.
Because like our lead singer was just like, well, he never wasn't like we had a real bag that we could use the same records.
Oh.
Because really doing some of those scratches, it's like, nah, that's a sample. Sorry to break your heart.
Yeah.
But it was still, to get the bad bitch feeling of nervousness over was the people that would come up and treat you like a goddamn rock star. Like, and you're just like, yeah, okay, good. I don't suck. And of course you're going to have the person that walks by. Oh, God, the amount of times I've been called the F word. Oh, God.
No.
Oh, Lord. And I just have to look and go, me? Out of everybody here? All right, that's a choice you made.
It's like...
Yeah, it's... So there's the yin and the yang of it.
Yeah.
But, like, the advice you're giving is this. The perfect advice to tell people on it is, this is how you just gotta visualize being that badass.
You gotta remember who you are.
Yeah.
And that takes time to be with yourself. You have to be comfortable sitting with yourself.
Yeah. It's
and I understand because I fidget. So I understand. Yeah. I always have my hands busy, or I'm always doodling or writing, or how many times have I messaged everyone how crazy I am in homework, and I still also have to live a life while doing homework, and but I can't sit still. But sitting still and taking a moment with yourself, be with yourself.
Yeah, that's probably the more as we're talking about, probably the only times that I ever thought inward on no, I'm a fucking badass. Let's do this. And then it did just become a thing of, all right, I gotta walk like I own this joint, no matter what.
Eventually you feel it, which is an interesting concept to have, because it's easy to have that mentality when placed, right, when it's given to us, and we're performers naturally, so we're used to that, being trained that, right? Okay, you gotta think it and then you feel it. But then there's also that negative aspect that doesn't really get the same light. Yes, but if we do think negatively, we are fueling that as well.
Yes.
There's a difference between, for instance, observation and over-analyzing, or over-analytic behavior, over-investigation.
You can talk yourself easily into bombing. It's so easy to talk yourself into it.
It's
being negative, I fucking suck. They're not going to like this.
My piano teacher that I had for 2 minutes, I got all the... Yeah, I was it was just such a strange happening. And he would say, just don't look at the keys. Turn this off. Turn your prefrontal cortex off, right? So turn the prefrontal cortex off and just be, just read what's happening and be.
I'm assuming, because I'm, to elaborate and ask a question on that one is, I'm assuming that pro wrestling is like acting in the sense of when we're getting trained for this stuff, they teach us the 1,000-yard stare, where when you go out there, it's the don't look at the crowd. Look for your reactions, but don't look at the crowd, because if it's too small, you might fuck yourself up. If there's an open spot on the floor, you're why? Why is it like that? You don't want to Because, like, I don't know, is it like that for you guys? Because that's something, like, we're kind of drilled into as a stage performer.
It is something that
don't
we're
look at the
taught,
crowd.
but I love but I'm a spicy
Attention
little
whore and a half.
No,
Like,
but I love making eye contact, especially when I would wrestle at venues I'm not naming that were closer up with the fans.
Yeah.
Because I liked the intimacy, because that's what I was there for, is to actually connect.
Yeah.
Because my character was just, it was a presentation of my innovations. It was an artistic representation of real life things that were happening. If anyone reads any comics and knows anything about Alice in Wonderland or Popeye or The Wasp or Yellow Jacket or any of the Squirrel Girl, if you know anything about those characters, if you know anything paralleled about my life, you could see that all of that was just like, here's my expression, but all that you're getting is actually me. You're getting me. And so, like, I was there to, like, connect, especially because you're right there. And if you botch a spot, like, I want to laugh. I don't want to be upset. And I can do that in front of my friends. And I can't do it if I feel subservient. Right? And so that was the dynamic I had in failed relationships. I'm doing this because I think it's funny. It's the ROH thumbnail. So what a sell. Good Lord, girl. So, but like, I can't just like be myself if I feel that inadequacy. So like, I can't be my truest self if I feel the dynamics shift.
Yeah.
Probably why I've always had like an issue with authority, because I'm being my authentic self, and I will have respect where respect is due, because I respect here. If I feel a lack of respect, now I feel disjointed and I feel awkward in my position, which is where I'm coming from. And I also know, as a neuro-spicy fella, then I know that there are also things that now I understand I see differently than the majority of how people see. So it's a different kind of interaction with that. So with me and the fans, it was like, no, I'm not here to be like, yeah, I'm your buddy. And like, but I'm respecting you for all the energy you're putting in. You're spending your money and your time and your energy. So to me, we are equals in the fact that like, you're doing your job, because your job is like, I'm here spending all this and I'm screaming and my voice is gone. And like, I would watch people after Shimmer weekends be like, just totally like gone from the voice, just gone. And also had DJ Weed Pizza just teach me how hard he would be. And like, I'd see him after weekends of Shimmer, and I just grew this like additional adoration for being a fan, right? So I see that, and then I see what I'm bringing, and I'm like, so the match isn't just what's happening. The match is what's happening with the ref. The match is the bell keeper, right? The match is the commentator. The match and the match is the fans. The match is what's happening between us and the fans, because we're telling the story. So if we're not on the same page, then it's gonna be fugazi. Then we're not doing anything, and that's intimate to me. Is what we did there.
Yes. And that is one of the plus sides of doing small venues. I love them for that reason.
So
the
good.
Intimacy of them. I never, as a solo act, I've never got the, I've played 10,000 people in the band, but as a solo act, no, I've never drawn that much. Fucking wish I could.
Oh, it'd be nice, right?
My rate would be a lot more.
I am manifesting it.
6 months without an acting gig, but
6 months goes fast if it's you and that 10,000 people.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but it's a very emotional experience.
And you do have to go into any performance, as you said. It's not just you. I may be doing a one-man show because that's what stand-up is essentially, and improv and any of it that you're by yourself is. You're doing a one-man show, but the show isn't there without the crowd. I'm just talking against the wall without them there.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. It's for like our end of stage, it's more to keep the illusion of what we're doing. A lot of times, except when doing straight just solo things of like holding it. And crowd work is nice, looking down. Those are the times, but it's still like until you feel comfortable on the stage, you're just like,
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, what's going on? I only see you in the rafters that are at eye level. Everybody else, I don't know what you look like in the front row, and I ain't about to look. I'm sure you're gorgeous. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I remember all of those, like, feeling new in places, and, like, it would be like, I know how to wrestle, and then I would be, like, in a new place, and I'd be like, where are my feet? Do I have them today? And then just, like, it was gone. The nerves were still there.
Oh, yeah.
But
You got the first time you do any venue, you're just like,
I think taking improv was, like, that still gives me anxiety.
It's...
'Cause
improv is tough.
it's hard.
Like, I can do improv fairly well sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's all about who you're with.
It
And that's what makes
definitely
even more-
is.
and that, like a relationship, is where the fucking nerves come in.
Because you gotta
It
know that
depends
your
on who you're
team
with,
partner is
yeah.
gonna be there for you.
Yeah.
Especially if, like I'm new and I'm walking into a team and I really hope this team, like, has it together so that I could just come in and, like, you know?
Yeah, you're just like, we're cool. We cool
Yeah,
here?
we good? It's good. Yeah, it is like Daniel Bryan. It's just like, yes, and I also really loved learning, like, how to pimp each other out, right? Like, you basically, like, say something bananas that they'd have to, because you know that person well enough. You'd bring, like, inside jokes to the party, and they're just like, like, I would watch a group do that when we would go to the what is it in Philly? It's got it's got like a person name or something, but it's like a little place, and it's got both. It's got improv.
I don't remember the last time I've been to Phil. Oh no, I went for Bryce Remsburg's thing. That's right.
Yeah, where Bryce does it at the same place. I think it's called a thing. It's called a certain thing. I can't think of it, but it's so fun there.
Yeah.
And we did the Rumble thing where we all kind of, like, came out and then we'd get eliminated, and it was really stressful. Look, it's like, and I went out there with Thor.
We have a show like that in Worcester. There's I don't think they do it anymore. They used to, but it was one of those, like, it was set up like a wresling thing. The way they had it. And
it
like,
was really
you would
fun.
get knocked out and you wouldn't be back for a few weeks until they had something to use you with.
We would get tapped, thankfully, but, like, I was ready to wrestle, and I went out there with Thor. And Thor got to do improv. He was just so happy to be there. He's just wagging his tail. He was trying to be, like, next to everybody.
I'm improving this.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
This
it.
is improv, guys. See how I went 2-2-1?
See that?
That's me changing it up.
I'm changing up the wags here.
Yeah.
Make no mistake.
That type of stuff is, it's hard to love yourself and do all of this because you deal with so much that makes you hate yourself.
But I think that's one of the biggest things that, I mean, when people ask me why I haven't gone back to wrestling, and it's like, obviously it's school and I have too much on my plate. But when I think about the logistics of the mental health aspect, I don't miss questioning myself, and I don't miss the toxic nature of the business. Now I miss all the other parts though. So what I want to say is that as we're getting closer here to the 3-hour mark of our wonderful talk here, like, I do want to leave people with some highlights, because I have thought a lot about it. The anniversary of my concussion's coming up. Yeah. And I've been cleared, you know. Yeah. But also I don't want to, like, just, like, rush back, and I don't want to return to the indies. Yeah.
You just don't want to just go right back to it.
Who wants to go back and just get kicked in the head? I have a very specific thing in mind. You know me and my dreams. And so I was thinking, like, I don't want to go back to putting myself in that light of
not having to go work for people that you got to question your safety.
And question myself in a negative way, and start picking at my body again, and picking at my mental health again, and the relationship I have with myself. And I've worked very hard to not just regain the person that I have been my whole life prior to wrestling, because I was a whole ass person, and I'm still a whole ass person, because we're all whole people, whether we see it or not. and I'm gonna
No,
die
we're
on that.
not. We're just their entertainment monkey. What are you talking about? I'm not a person.
I'm gonna drop that bot. Don't even start. All right, big
Fucking hate
therapy.
people that think that stuff. Oh,
We are whole and complete.
exactly.
We are whole and complete. We may not be aware. We may have obstacles. We may have been broken down. We may have had very horrible experiences that we're healing within ourselves or don't know how to heal, and all the pieces are on the floor. But that's okay. We're still inside the skin suit. So as long as we're inside the skin suit and we wake up in the morning, there is hope and there's a gift in that we have an opportunity to start rolling the ball forward for ourselves. I'm going to reiterate, happiness is not earned. It's not something you win. It's not a prize. And neither is rest. Those things are here that we choose and we deserve. Yes. We need the rest or else we can't get to the happiness, because the happiness is something we have to choose for ourselves.
It's fun. I never thought about it till you were just saying that like, I tell people a lot of times, choose happiness.
You got to choose it.
Like,
it's in the same room.
Which one's going to make you happy? Like, trust me, you want to choose what makes you happy, folks.
Because time is all we have that is not renewed. It's how we spend it. That's it. That's how we spent it.
Yeah.
And so time management being one of my areas of improvement. I'm constantly battling, what am I doing to my time, right? How am I managing my time? Well, I got to make sure that I do the things that are fulfilling myself. And I mean that in a long-term way. Not just in I'm going to take the easy route because the inner work is hard. I mean that in a quality sense. I mean, I am doing the work to make my whole self better for the long term. And if I need a break and I take a weekend and I want to go shopping at the mall when I have homework, but I'm going to time it, I give myself a time frame because I can't suck the joy out of my life. But also, I'm an adult. I got to be mature about these things and also get back to my homework. I'm not here to go, well, I've been working on this. I've been healing myself from this. But you know what? It's really hard. I'm better the old way. I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead. And no, you have to keep going. We must keep going. I want to impart that with everyone that coming from a performance background now, which has been the career I've had for 15 years, thinking about returning in this way, right? Going back to music, the main thing that I want is to keep that relationship with myself happy, which means I have to continue to be curious with myself. I have to continue to be loving to myself, say no when somebody's pushing on my boundaries, right? Refrain from people pleasing.
Oh.
Because that's something that didn't bode well for the first 15 years. And we're taught as performers that, you people please and you get the big shot and then you go, right? It's just a very haphazard ass thing that they teach us. No, you people please until they get you the shot and then you're big, or you're not and you're with everyone else. And it's well, what kind of a trajectory is that coming from an academic background? That's malarkey is what that is.
Yeah.
Fucking baloney. So in that note, are there things that you've learned that you can impart with people that's an action that they can keep in their pocket or a go-to to kind of put in there, I can remember if I'm feeling that, I can go back to being curious or take myself out on a self-help date, a self-care date, or turn my phone off.
Treat yourself fan.
I love treat yourself.
Treat yourself is a lifestyle all within itself.
Yes.
And yeah, I tell people whenever they say stuff about taking vacations or something, I get they're expensive. Going anywhere costs money. I know. But sometimes you fucking need to do it. You just need to do either that vacation or that video game system or I'm in a bunch of collector groups on in social media. Dude put up a Seinfeld replica. It was a replica of Jerry's apartment.
Whoa! Yeah, cool.
The thing goes for last year it was selling for $4,000. And it was one of those things that we were all just talking about, what it goes for now, and it's half the price, but it's still that's a treat yourself item.
Yeah!
That's one of those ones that trust me, dude, it fucking hurts spending that money or going out and doing that thing or even just going for a walk or talking to that person or figuring out whatever issue you have. Trust me, after you do it, though, you're going to feel a lot better.
Yeah, definitely with the vacation thing. I think about that a lot because we grew up in that era of like you plan, you go on the summer vacation.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And and then you go back to the grind. And coming from New York, it was like sometimes we don't have that time to go on vacation.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important if vacation, the prospect of going far is too daunting or too much, like vacation can be anything. Vacation, you can Airbnb, you could make it as long as it's away from the normal pattern that we have fallen into and gives us a break.
Exactly. It's, you just, because people give me crap because I go down to Disney a bunch. And they're just like, oh, it's so expensive. Why don't you just like go in the woods or something? Because I grew up in the woods. So it's not a vacation to me. Like if I pointed my camera outside right now, you ain't seeing a goddamn thing.
Woods.
It's woods. And it's 9:00 at night. Like, no, that's not, like, going camping isn't my idea. But if other people like that, go camping. Just don't shit on what other people want to do too to make themselves happy. If it's the stupid little thing that makes them happy, let them do it. It's the let people love what they love thing.
Supporting people and being about it has also been so fruitful. Like, I'm not into what you're into, but like I'm super hyped. Can you tell me more about it? Like, and then just having my friends tell me about stuff.
There is nothing better than hearing somebody tell you about something they're excited about. Like I had at the flea market today, there was this kid, you could obviously tell that, he was just a happy kid to just anybody was going to talk to him. And he was probably a teenager. And he was so excited because he was like, you want to hear a joke? And I'm a fucking sucker when any kid tells me that. Because I'm like, oh, what beauty are you about to unhold?
Seriously, it's a gift.
This kid looks at me deadpan and he's like, you know why they're called seagulls? And I'm just like, nah. Because this kid's just got this huge smile because now he gets to drop that punchline. He's like, around the bay, they'd be bagels. You would have thought, just the joy of seeing that kid's face get to tell me a joke. And like the fact that I listened and I even turned to my buddy who was next to me and I told him the joke and he just laughed and goes, what the hell, man? I'm like, this kid's awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
See the joy in his face of like, if somebody just if they're excited about something, don't think they're weird and don't shit on it.
Yeah.
Because the negative energy is going to come back on you.
Yes.
like all you're doing is ruining somebody else, and down the road, somebody's going to do that to you. And no one's going to feel as bad if you keep doing it to people.
But all of this does spread. The happiness does spread. And it just helps. It's not like it's going to make a boring planet. Like, that's the other thing. It's like, oh, well, it can't be happy forever. It's like, nobody's asking that. We're also asking to laugh. If you meet anybody that has a shred of comedy in their background, it's to laugh through all of the shitstorm.
You think we're funny because we're happy?
It's because we have survived, and we also are choosing to laugh. Because that same situation, the bills that haven't been paid, the car that broke down, the flood in the basement, that's all still going to happen. But how we react creates that reality for us and our loved ones. When I bite back at the neighbor, the dog's looking at me like, oh no, it's a bad day. But if I clap back at the neighbor because I choose to have fun and I know I'm from the Bronx, and then I look at the dogs, I'm like, you want ice cream, babies? They're like, yeah, what just happened?
What, what's going on?
It's great. Mom's throwing up the little hands. Yeah.
Whatever she's doing, it's good.
We're on her side. Yeah. That makes all the difference. And if you doubt, I encourage you all to try it. Try the happiness experiential assignment. Try that.
There's actually nothing that, like being a people pleaser, obviously supporting people is what something is part of it. But
it is.
Being people's cheerleader is fun.
I'm a certified hype man.
You got this shit. Just go do it. They're like, it's dipping my hand in acid. You're like, just fucking do it. It's fine. You got this.
Yeah, you put those gloves on. I trust you. You know about the biodegradable something that you just told me out of the ninja report. So
for no reason.
That's why we got that group on, because you said it was safe, and I'm here for you.
I'm here to support you. I'm here to support you. But
Perfect.
to see somebody just happy to tell you about something and things like that, just don't derail people's happiness, folks. Like
Yes. So we're encouraging you to do that. I have another fun one I'll leave you with, and then I want you to tell everyone where they can find you if that's your thing, because I got to do that. So get ready. So here's an assignment that we had to do. It was a little awkward at first, so I encourage this as far as you want to take it. It could be one person, two persons. What we did was we picked somebody, and then we went to like two of our mutual friends or like a parent, and we asked for what their favorite qualities about that person was. So, hey, mom and daughter of this person, I don't know, whatever. What are your 3 favorite qualities about person A? And you just take, and they're like, why? It's like, I'm just making a little card. I want to appreciate them for something nice they did. And all we did was, for this week's assignment in class, in my psychology class, we did that. We just took 3 things that 2 people said that there were favorite qualities about this person. You include yours. And then you just present it however they like. Like, that's the part of empathetic listening. You pick how they receive information. So if it's your girlfriend, like if she prefers, doodled cards, or if you draw pictures for her, or if she's the type that she likes to hear it, or you make a funny video and you chop up the people in it. Like, whatever her love language is,
What?
Because I'm so into editing now, and so
okay.
I'm an editor. So, like, I edit all the time.
Chop them up. Wait, what?
Chop up the video. This is not Bob's Burgers. And then you just kind of like surprise this person, and you're just like, hey, we just wanted to thank you, and just like, here's something that like we did, and then you just watch how they react, and then you can talk about it.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Very good. Yeah, that's definitely a way to really fuck with some people too, because they're gonna be like, oh wait, I gotta think about this because I'm one of those people. Then I'm like, don't ask me to make a list.
Well, it could be easy. I mean, easy stuff, right? It could be like,
oh, you asked me a question, I'm frozen.
Yeah. Okay, well then, give that person an extra week. Ask them incognito. Yeah. But
no, that is a great idea, though.
It was a fun project, and then we had to all share live in class, so that was extra fun. But I won't make you all do it. If anyone watches this later and you want to try that, I would love to hear how that goes. I'd love to hear it. So please find us. Give me a follow on Insta, which is @RegulationSoloDarling. You could find me on TikTok @SoloDarling. And if you want to hit me up via email, you want to be on the show, or you want to just tell me how it went, it'll be solodarlingcreates.info@gmail.com. And we do the Threat of Intimacy every other Sunday from 6 to 9. Nice. And the other weekends, we game. And StupidFaceMan, would you tell everybody where to find you?
You can find me on most social medias as StupidFaceMan or the StupidFaceMan, because I'm basic and have a very bad memory. So it was easy. Plus, no one was using that name.
It's a great name.
Years ago when I made all these things.
I locked it in. It was so great. Thank you so much for hanging out. This has been wonderful.
Thank you for having me. It was a great time, and it's actually been really nice to just vent, because I haven't got to do it in a while.
I love it.
Mainly
I'm
because
here for
it's like you need that random sounding board sometimes, and that the person that isn't involved in everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have like other people in the network to kind of, hear sometimes. It just gives a fresh perspective, or just space.
Yeah, exactly. It's like going to therapy. There's just times where you just need to talk to someone that isn't involved with the problems.
Yeah.
And it's not even that you've solved anything. You might have even not even touched upon the problems.
No.
But you got there, and you feel better.
And sometimes that alleviation in and of itself naturally fixes things because your mind is clearer and you're able to just be like, oh, it's this. And like the answer just so easily comes about, or you feel so resolved that you're able to just like meet with the thing that you're struggling with in a different way. I love soundboarding, so you always have me for that, whatever you need.
Hey, I'm always there on that end for you.
It's true. But thank you.
Sometimes when I get those 6-7 voice texts from you in a row, I'm just like, all right.
I know. To be fair,
so...
they're only a minute long, everyone. They're only a minute long.
Yeah.
It's not like big
she's
ones.
sending me a really long thing that breaks it up into minute segments.
Breaks it up. But
it's still just like, thank God I'm in my car. All right. It's like listening to a podcast.
Oh, good. Perfect. Then I'm good at my job. But thank you all so much. This has been episode 3 of The Threat of Intimacy. Stay hydrated, be safe, have fun.